see the fuck.
Because people would see the fuck.
Yeah. Instead of the back of your sock saying fuck.
So, Dirtnap Dave's socks say fuck.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh,
Those are his fucking socks.
this fucking big.
It's in 14 font.
That shit
like
should be
Conor McGregor's suit.
Yeah. Oh, not even. No. It's bigger and it's one time.
One time.
It's one time. Yeah.
One time fuck socks.
He gets one fuck for his socks.
One fuck socks.
That's all it is.
Oh, there's 2 fucks because it says fuck on both sides.
All right.
But
It
yeah,
is Sunday.
It's fucking big.
It is Sunday, December 31st, 2017. We have had a 2-week absence.
I missed you so much.
I know, right? Shit's crazy, man. It's a lot of shit's happened in 2 weeks.
From the Bulldog universe.
Yeah.
We have been absent.
We've been doing
for 2
things.
weeks.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot going on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I'm your host, the king of villains, Bulldog Malenko, along with Dirtnap Dave.
Hello.
And Knubsie Slow.
Chill, boy.
I was actually thinking on the way up the stairs, the wrong set of stairs because I parked so far down and I got
the wrong fucking apartment.
I didn't go in the apartment, but
that
I went up like 6 stairs and I was like, no, this ain't the same one.
Dirtnap Dave
turned
gets
around.
shot. Comes
So
to
I
the
turned
show.
around.
Dude, you got street cred now.
But I was thinking about doing the like what he does. That I was gonna do
At least
that.
I form words when I say my shit.
No, it's
Not really.
No. He's like 3/5. You at least get 60% of the word in. You know?
Chill, boy. That's
Shaboy.
boy.
Shaboy.
Boy.
It is your. I think is that 100%?
It is your boy.
It is your boy.
Yes,
Knubsie Sloy.
That's the ad-lib stamp.
I can't even say his dumb
It's your
ass name
boy,
right.
Knubsie Sloy. That's so better.
So much better.
So much. Yeah.
I parked by a Buick Century, and when I was like 16, that was my first car. And I'm like, man, transition from my 16th year to my 29th year. I'm a badass.
Doing big things.
Big shit popping, little shit stopping.
Hell yeah. That Mustang's on point. I love your car. It is awesome.
Thanks, I love your car.
The Avalon?
Yes.
It's a comfortable ride, man.
And,
I'm all about comfort.
I lied to you.
I am. That was what the mindset is.
Obviously, because of seat ass warmer over there.
Yeah, it helps.
It's not warm. You just got the motherfucker.
No, I've had it for like a fucking month and a half, but I keep forgetting it in my preparation to come over here.
I keep forgetting my own hemorrhoid. See,
Preparation H. That's what that preparation for.
Yeah, sure.
I got my big boy pants on.
These seats are they're plywood, and yeah.
Dude,
I'm wearing a
Sorry.
motherfucking steel chair.
Yeah. Well, you could have had this one.
I want the shirt to have it so people can see it.
Yeah, because the back on that's really short. On the steel chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
I don't like taking chair. I like my chairs to be comfortable. I can't lean back in this.
you can't lean back on the ass seat or
in
the chair.
In this chair, I can't lean back in.
You can
it.
lean back now though.
But this I could. I have more of an angle.
Lumbar support.
The angle for the dangle, but I don't want to. I want to have good. I want to have good posture. I want to increase the blood flow to all the
There's tank chakra.
The extremities.
yes, the tank chakra, the root, the root.
The
Oh no, that might be the
Root is
sacral.
on fire.
That might
That's
be the
chlamydia, son.
sacral chakra. Actually, that's where the taint resides. There you go. That one's. I think
That's a
it's
freebie.
orange. It's
So-
orange. A little bit of information.
Speaking
for you
of chakras,
Okay.
yesterday, I made a purchase on the Xbox marketplace, and I downloaded South Park: The Fractured Butthole,
Oh,
and it is
everything.
awesome. Dude, it's already better than Stick of Truth.
Have you?
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
It's amazing. It's wonderful.
Oh man.
It is
Playing
happy.
as the superheroes.
Yes.
Because I love Coon and Friends,
Yeah.
and so I mean, you still play the same kid that you were in the first one.
Yeah.
And It is awesome. Yeah.
And the Stick of Truth is awesome.
The Stick of Truth is amazing.
I mean, I'm sorry, the Fracture But Whole.
But it's Coon and Friends.
Yeah, and is Cthulhu involved? Have you got to, maybe?
Who?
Do you think Cthulhu?
Cthulhu?
No, not yet. We don't know.
That's the best part. I think that was yeah. I think that was my best favorite thing about that episode.
It's
the
cool.
Justin Bieber thing jerking off too. That was pretty funny.
But it's cool because when you first start, you pick one of 3 classes. One is a blaster. One is like, I can't think of what they call it, but he's like just pure brute strength. And then the other is speed. Mm-hmm. But then later on, you get to dual class. And you can have also a psychic, and there's 2 others that I don't remember. I picked psychic because and his the ultimate move that you get as you rack up like during a battle and it hits your ultimate move, he aligns the chakras and heals everyone in his party and puts defense on them, but it shows the chakras and he's like, and it does like that. You know when South Park goes into the really cool animation?
Yeah.
For sure. It's like that. And it's
neat.
Dude, Captain Diabetes is in it.
Yes, that's my favorite part.
Captain Diabetes.
Captain Diabetes!
Scotty Malkinson.
The little kid with the lift. So
Hey
great.
guys, don't make fun of my diabetes.
Scotty Malkinson. I have diabetes.
He's fucking great.
That is one of my favorite people that they make fun of in South Park. Is it's a guilty pleasure.
Right now I'm teamed up with him and we're going through the strip club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, snap, son.
Awesome.
Yeah. There's even scenes for Knubsie Slow.
Yes.
Shaboy.
Boy. Have you got to the part with a major battle?
What?
In the strip club?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Are you playing it too?
I already watched it. I didn't play it. I just watched it.
You watch somebody else play it?
Yeah.
Where the one starts coming after you from behind and you have to get to the end?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. It's crazy.
Not only.
Big booty.
No, hold on. I gotta go back. You watched it? You didn't play it?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, you watched the whole game
Dude,
played?
For real, I could see how that would be enjoyable. Because if someone's just playing it straight through, not deviating from anything, you're probably getting to watch like an extended movie of South Park.
Yeah.
That's
It's just like a big ass
all
episode.
it is. Because the dialogue is always great.
Yeah,
and the interactions.
It's great. His
Yeah.
face right now.
All right.
Like-
I'm just wrapping my mind around
Like I love
that's
this.
a utilization of your time. Cool.
I love
Fucking awesome.
I love the
2K18
keypad
too.
The keypad to get into the coon lair. Fuck you, mom.
Fuck you, mom. It keeps changing though.
Oh, mine's still just fuck you, mom. That's
It keeps changing though. Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
now
Spend that
It's
$60.
been out 2 months, motherfuckers.
one funny part was going into the church and getting the code for the back room, which that code is kneel before Jesus, but on the keypad you can actually punch in kneel before Zod, and it made me really happy.
Nice. It was Neil. It wasn't Bow.
Kneel.
He did say Neil before Zod. Yeah, that was it.
Come, son of Jarrell, kneel before Zod.
That's a Superman reference.
Yes, it is.
Superman
Good
2,
job.
the best one.
Oh, absolutely. Those guys, those were the best villains. I mean, I really liked the one with the dude with the gold.
It was
looked
alright.
Ivan
Superman
Drago.
4. Yeah.
That looked like Drago.
Well, it looked like Thor. It looked like if Thor became Superman.
Or
He had that blonde mullet.
It was the Drago. It was Drago for me. It was like it looked like Russia versus America. That's what it kind of seemed
He was just
like.
missing the winged helmet. That's it. If he'd had the winged helmet, it would have been Thor kicking Superman's ass.
That was that dude did give it to old Christopher Reeves.
You did?
Yeah, he punched him right in the fucking taint.
Oh man.
In the spine.
Right in his taint chakra.
What is that? What is that called again?
Sacrum.
Sacral.
Yeah.
Sacral.
That sounds like a sushi place. You know what I'm
Sushi place.
Yeah.
No, it sounds like
Come
fake
eat it.
sweetener.
Come
Face
eat
sweetener.
at the sacral chakra.
saying? Yeah, with the sacral
Does this drink have sacral in it? Because I can't have
I
that.
can't have it.
I don't.
Captain
you know,
Lab,
That gives lab rats cancer.
Oh, that's yes, because it's
Like
an
saccharin.
artificial-
He's like, I got you.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it.
You got it.
Yeah, yeah.
So one of my dudes is a Superman fan. And
Are you not? Are you starting the story? You prefacing it because you're not a Superman fan?
Fuck Superman.
Fuck Superman. You remember that?
You don't remember that?
You want to be him though.
Yeah, but
Everybody want to be Superman. Fuck that guy.
That's like,
I hate Superman. I think he's the most. I was literally just thinking about this like 2 days ago because I was looking at something online and just it was different characters and all this, and I was like, God damn! Of all of these characters, like all of these characters are super interesting, and then there's Superman, and I'm like,
a plain Jane ass bitch.
God.
He grew up on a farm.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, you're
What was
West
this from?
Arkansas.
Hey, there's another alien that was orphaned, that was raised by someone else that'll beat the shit out of you. His name's Goku.
Yeah.
Goku will fuck Superman up.
And he has a dope ass alien named
Do you
Kakarot.
think?
Yeah.
Do you think it's what's it?
Kal-El.
Kal-El?
Kal-El. Yeah.
Sounds like a bad
cool name.
That sounds like a light calorie
Kal-El.
drink.
I mean, Kakarot is better.
Kal-El sounds like
Kakarot is a
fucking-
better name, and I love the way Vegeta said it. Kakarot. Yeah, I love the way you said it.
Well, no. He does it too, but Raditz really like Raditz his
The
brother.
redhead guy.
No, Raditz
Was
has
he
a
the
long.
big? Wasn't he the big guy? The big guy with
He's
the
the-
red
No,
hair and the thing?
no,
No.
no. He had black
was that
hair. Well, no, well,
Who was the guy that had the thing with the red hair? I thought that was his brother. He was much bigger in stature than than Vegeta, right?
he may have had red hair initially.
I'm pretty sure.
Because I know that Vegeta had
that
like
thing.
that brownish
He had
red
that
hair
thing.
initially. The red
Recognize it. There you go. Okay,
Yeah, that's got her. There's one over here.
Boom. Yeah, that's
But
fun.
yeah, Raditz shows up. And, Kakarot.
Yeah.
Why do you keep calling me that?
Goku whip ass.
He didn't know what to do. It was funny. They all just. I love Japanese animation in that regard. Like they're just like, what the fuck is going on right now? They all have that look on their face all the time.
Well, it's,
I don't know.
it's hilarious to me because you rarely ever see
That's it.
anyone in Japanese animation that looks Japanese.
That's
Like
weird.
they've got huge, giant, round eyes.
They try to appeal to the Western universe.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just they're after Hiroshima, Japan as a culture became obsessed with Western life. They were like, it was almost one of those, wow, what happened was really awful and devastating for us, but the fact that they were able to just dominate us in one instance, and then they became obsessed with Western culture, and now they kick our ass in almost everything.
It's like Stockholm
Except-
syndrome.
Kaizen, man.
Except the Olympics.
Kaizen.
That's what-
Kaizen.
What's that?
It's a philosophy. It's Toyota's
Oh,
philosophy.
yeah.
It's continuous improvement. Continuous improvement, dude.
Is that-
That's
At first, I thought you were trying to look for the word gaijin, and I was
no. That means white people.
Well,
Talking about
it just
Kaizen.
means foreigner.
Outsider. Yeah.
outsider.
Yeah. In reference to me, it means white person. That's what I meant. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Gaijin is
Oh,
is
Tokyo
outsider.
Drift.
But
Yeah.
Kaizen is the Japanese philosophy of continuous improvement. That's something that when I read that when I first got into Toyota, that was really something that stuck out. I was like, yeah, that's awesome, because anybody on the line at any of the plants can stop production with a push of a button because of an issue. They go to the root
the
of the
end on.
issue. Yeah. Go to the root of the issue and discover what the issue is and fix the problem at the root of the issue, because it's much cheaper to do that than to recall 500,000 fucking Highlanders or 500,000 Prius or anything like that. It's much cheaper to fix the root of the cause, and that's part of the Kaizen philosophy. And everybody can make suggestions, and it's not. I mean, it's still rigid as fucking. They bust your ass. They expect a lot from you.
Well, yeah. Part of the problem now, like our Toyota plant here, when the Japanese were still running it, things were efficient. They were great. People were well taken care of. And now, the Japanese people have pretty much backed out of it, left it to Westerners to run. and now their tack time is dropping to a point where things are becoming unsafe. People are getting hurt more in the plants, and basically they're trying to get too much done in too little time, and it's really going to fuck some things up.
Yeah.
Talk to anybody that works at Toyota about their tack time changes over the past year or two. They're awful.
Talked about anybody works in a bowling alley about tack time changes.
Oh man,
That's rough, son.
Them damn lane greasers, dude.
They keep getting slipper.
Hey,
Slipper?
it's
They get slipper.
what they're doing, and what did they just do? They just put $400 million into that fucking economy to build bigger fucking buildings to address the tack time issues, to address the demand. They are creating 5,000 more jobs for people there.
That's great.
That's what they're doing. They're doing that. It's been done. That's it. It's not just. If you look at some things from the ground level, but if you look at what that did was that brought the town of Princeton. That put the town of Princeton, Indiana, on the fucking map. It created an economy for that place.
I get that.
And everybody that is able to live, and they can.
Not stop.
Yeah,
here's the problem, though. When you start rushing things, what can you not control?
The outcome.
There's a 3-part pattern here. You can have things good and fast, and it won't be cheap. You can have things fast and cheap, and they won't be good. You can have things cheap and good, but they won't be fast. Well, right now, they're going for fast and cheap, and they're not going to get good. Because when you start rushing people like this, first of all, if people are being hurt at the rate that they are at Toyota now, that means that you cannot have proper quality control.
Fast and cheap. Okay. The Highlander is marked in overall quality, durability, reliability.
What is the number one?
It's the number one SUV in the country.
No, stop. What's the number one point of producing a car?
Money.
To do it as cost effectively and quickly as possible, right?
Henry Ford.
Except Henry Ford did something and made a statement that a lot of places have left out, and they've gotten away from it. Henry Ford flat out said, when you're making anything, when you have people work for you that make a product for you, always make sure that they can afford the product.
And you know what they do? You know what Toyota does for their employees? As far as purchase programs.
I worked there. I worked at Toyota for a year, tore my shoulder up.
For who? Bashuko?
No, Toyota, TMMI. I was in Aerotech. I was there for a year.
Okay, so,
right.
Yeah.
Right,
and that's the transition program. You were on
and
the
that's just it.
Program.
When you get hurt and you work for Aerotech, deuces. See ya. Bye.
Yeah.
And that's why TMMI doesn't have that many employees, because not a whole lot of people get to survive their time in Aerotech to get through.
If you're not healthy enough to
no.
job.
No. See, they take your measurements. This is another thing. Mm-hmm. When the plant first opened and the Japanese were in charge, the Japanese utilized every bit of their program of what they did. They took your height, your weight, they took your wingspan, they took all kinds of measurements of you. They still did this when I got hired in, and the first place they put me, the area manager at the time that I worked for, when I hurt my back doing that, he sent someone down to video record me doing my process, and then took it into the boardroom with the safety council and the group leaders, and apparently played the video and then paused it after it got to the point of me at the time. There's a 380-pound man trying to shift himself between the door and the frame of the vehicle to fire 4 bolts. And he pauses it and goes, does anybody else see a fucking problem here? Why is this man, this monster, trying to squeeze into a gap that's 16 inches wide? That's the kind of shit they do. They do not give a fuck.
All right.
I've been there. I've done it. I've watched many people get hurt. I've watched so many of my friends get hired on at Toyota, and they're excited, and they think it's going to be a great job, and I don't want to tell them, hey, you're probably going to be out of there in 6 months to a year. You're not going to be working there. Because I don't want to shit on somebody's excitement. However, I watch them make their posts. Well, hurt my back, tore my shoulder, all kinds of shit. Oh, my neck. If you're there for 6 months, you're damn near guaranteed to develop carpal tunnel. That's just, that's the Toyota scars, man.
The Toyota tattoo.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's it. Toyota tattoo. You're going to have these little scars on your wrists from having carpal tunnel surgery. It happens. And that's the one thing, as great as any company is, nobody wants to really talk about that dark underside. And the bad thing is with Toyota, when the Japanese ran it, they took care of people. Now that the Americans predominantly run the TMMI factory, they shit on it. They shit on every single thing that the Japanese instituted. I've been there. I've seen it. I did it.
I've been there. I've seen it too, but I don't.
You took a tour of the factory? That's great. Dave, taking a fucking 1.5 hour trip on a little goddamn beep beep.
No, that's not my involvement with the factory.
Unless you've been there and done the processes. And you've put in weeks after weeks.
I deal with the employees there all the time. I deal with happy employees there all the time. People that have gone from driving a used car that they can't barely afford.
You deal with the people who can afford to come get one.
That work at the plant.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
and that's a big chunk of our business every month.
And that may be a big chunk of your business, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's a small percentage of the people that work in that plant. Because when I pulled up in the parking lot every day, guess what I didn't see? A whole lot of goddamn Toyotas. You know what I did see? I saw beat up old Chevy and Ford trucks. And a couple Dodges here and there. Right. Or shitty little Honda beater cars and stuff like that. Okay. I've been there and I've done it. And it just...
5,000 employees. And that purchase program extends to a lot of their immediate family as well. And in my dealings with the family and the employees, it's a lot of positive. A lot of people have made a lot of money working for that company.
Yeah.
And I don't even deal with management. These are all hourly employees. I don't deal with any of the salaried, the evil management team, because they got a different deal. We deal with the people that are there screwing in the doors and welding the joints and inspecting the A-frames and putting together all those vehicles. And it's a lot more positive than what your experience was.
You're going to be in a positive mindset if you are in that position to be able to go.
And they all had to go through that same shit that you did.
No, they didn't.
They all had to go through Aerotech and stuff too.
Here's the difference, Dave. Had I been put in conveyance, I would probably still be there.
Okay.
Which is where I should have been put. They moved me from one bad job to the worst that they could have put me on. Actually, I had 2 pitches that I had to do, 2 processes. One of them was engine pick. That was amazing. Basically, I ran the overhead crane, hoisted engines up, went and put the snatch blocks on them, hoisted the engines up, and moved the crane over to lower them into the cradle, set them in properly, fire a few bolts to get some brackets mounted on it, send it on its way. But the other pitch that I did was engine line, West Plant, pitch 7. And it was awful because I had 4 tensor tools standing at 6'3". I had 4 tensor tools that required me to reach up like this, pull it down, and duck under the engine and crouch and shoot it. And it was just a matter of time. No one else that worked on the line with me at that time, no one was over 6 feet tall. And there may have been 2 or 3 guys that were just over 200 pounds.
How long did you have to do that for?
I was on that process for about 3.5 months and finally tore my shoulder out.
Okay. There isn't any kind of process to do to find something different?
Sure there is. That's what they take your measurements and everything for, and that's why when the Japanese did it and they instituted these things, they took your measurements and your weight and everything like that into consideration to put you in a position where you would succeed and not hurt yourself because you are an investment.
Right.
They don't want you fucking yourself up. And that's the other thing. Whereas with it being Aerotech now, well, when someone gets hurt, fuck them. Bye. See ya. No joke. After months of going to get MRIs, which helped me develop a great case of claustrophobia. Now, I was never claustrophobic before that. But anyway, then the myelogram, which is wonderful too. That's where they put this huge needle in your spine and they inject ink in it. And then they raise you upside down like this. And then they have this machine scan you. Because that ink runs all through your spine and your nervous system.
Yeah.
So it illuminates it. That was fun. Not at all.
That sounds like it sucks.
Oh, it was awful. And then all of this time, and then they send me to Nashville. And keep in mind, I was still walking with a limp. Like, not only did I tear my shoulder up, but it fucked my back up to the point where I limped really bad.
Mm-hmm.
The dude comes in, spends a minute in the room with me. He's pushing on my back, and I'm sitting there going, God damn it. Stop. Okay, stop. And he goes, yeah, you're good, man. He's like, you're cleared. That's at least what Aerotech did. And people, you can say whatever you want, like, well, that's Aerotech. No, fuck that. That's who Toyota chose as their representative to bring in new people to try to make it into their company. So yes, the blame falls squarely on them.
Right.
Squarely.
So
if you chose someone.
So did you have to have surgery on your shoulder?
No, never got surgery.
Okay. Is that because of?
They cleared me. They cleared me to return to work. IHS wouldn't clear me.
Who's IHS?
Exactly. IHS is the internal health system of Toyota. They have their own doctors on staff. There is their own little clinic inside of Toyota.
Uh-huh.
And if you can't clear there, you don't get to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was stuck in limbo. And I had to get another job because once that doctor cleared me, my workman's comp stopped.
Yeah.
So I had to take another job. That's when I started driving for Chris Jennings' parents.
Out there with,
driving the truck.
Oh, that's a lot of heavy lifting.
No. There was no heavy lifting. I had a pallet jack. I put things on the truck. At two of the places, they took the shit off the truck. I didn't have to do anything.
Oh, wow.
But anytime that I had to...
Okay, you had a different route than I did then.
Yeah,
Because I ended up working with him after Chris's parents sold it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. For
Don. Yeah, fuck that guy. He is one of the sleaziest fucking... I literally... Dude, I took unemployment off of him for 9 months.
Oh.
Like, normally, if I lose a job and I have to get unemployment, I try to make it a point to not be unemployed very long. I let him know because he lied to the unemployment agent. And she called me back and I was like, that's not true. I have 5 drivers' numbers that you can call right now and they'll confirm my story. And she was like, I'll just need one. And I gave her one and she called him. She calls me back like 6 minutes later and she goes, you're going to get your unemployment. She was like, I am really pissed that he lied to me. And I was like, yeah, I knew he would. And I made a point to let him know because he contacted me. And I was like, I want you to know I'm going to take the unemployment until it runs out. I'm literally going to do my applying for jobs because you have to apply for work the entire time. I'm going to apply for every job that I know I cannot get. I let him know you're going to continue to pay me. I'm going to still be on your payroll.
That's a specialist.
Oh, dude, I applied for every executive CEO position of every job within like 120-mile radius.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No experience.
Oh, yeah, no. Fuck. Dude, I applied for like Verizon fucking vice president of such and such media marketing, all kinds of bullshit.
Might be able to do that now, though.
Right.
All right.
But, no, anyway, like with the Toyota thing, if you make it into Toyota and you get hurt, you are taken care of. It doesn't matter how, you can be out for a year. recouping from surgery, multiple surgeries. You could be out for a year. If you hurt yourself, you have to have 1 or 2 surgeries, blah, blah, blah. When you come back a year later, they're going to have a job for you. Mm-hmm. They're going to reposition you. Mm-hmm. The problem is jumping through the flaming hoops that get smaller and smaller to get to that point. And that's not how it was in the beginning. A lot of the people, too, that you deal with, I guarantee a lot of people that go and buy the Highlanders or Sequoias, they've been there since before about 2007, 2008. They've been there since before
now,
then.
I sell a lot of to Toyota employees Corollas.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a back and forth car to work.
Right. But
that's
the other thing is, the Highlanders, I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't a lot of people working at Toyota that can afford a Highlander. Highlanders are what, like 40 grand, 42,000? Mm-hmm. And that's for the base?
No, that's a nice one.
Is it a good one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a real
Because
nice
I know
one.
the Sequoias are like 55, 60.
They're 65, yeah.
And a lot of those get shipped over to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's why they still have an ashtray in them.
Yeah.
Because they got
and they have sandal guards on the metal rails. I had to install those. They have these little plastic things that you have to snap onto the metal rails where the seat slides back and forth on, and they're called sandal guards because most Middle Eastern men wear sandals. And when you got a truck that's 180 degrees inside from sitting in the desert sun all day, and they get in with their sandals, they burn their fucking feet on these metal rails. Which kind of makes me happy. That's funny.
See, look, it's perspective, man. You got to do that. You got to keep Middle Eastern men's feet from getting burned.
Yeah,
for a little while, and at least take the positive from it. Yeah, so you had a shitty experience, but you're better for it on the other side.
I know more people who have had a shitty experience working at Toyota than I do that had good.
And see, I'm on the other side of that spectrum. I'm on the exact opposite side of that, and that's where our differing opinions come from. And so that's cool. I mean, it sucks that you had such a shitty experience with it, but I know tons of people. I know them. I
guarantee you know more people that have been fucked over virtually by Toyota than have been given a better life. I guarantee it. Except the thing is, a lot of people, once they get fired or they get released or they get hurt, they may make 1 or 2 posts about it, and then they're on to the next job because they have to. You can't just sit there and hope like hell.
The only guy that I know that I sold a Tacoma to is really happy about it, but he ended up losing the job because he drank too much. And he ended up bouncing around to a lot of different places.
That's the other great thing about Toyota. There's no shortage of any kind of addiction you need there.
Of course.
Because that's what makes it function.
That's everywhere.
That's
everywhere, man. Everybody's just trying to keep it everybody's just trying to figure it out and make it a little easier.
That's life.
That's what people are doing. That's what people do every single day.
Try to get through it one day at a time.
I used to
fuck easy. Fuck that.
I used to see people go to the parking lot on their breaks and either drink or popping pills, man. Pills.
Sure.
Oh my god. Fucking Xanax, Oxys,
and then we'll pull up to a fucking bar or eat some fucking bullshit instead of trying to eat good and live healthy and exercise and shit. That's why I don't have I don't have sympathy for people that get in there and do those kinds of jobs that don't take care of their bodies, and they want to have their cake, but then they don't want to fucking take care of the machine that gives them the fucking thing. And that's what it was, man. You got you're a big guy and you got all that movement around, and you went too hard, or you got tired and you jerked and when you shouldn't have, or you did something, you fucked your shoulder up, and that sucks so fucking bad. But what kind of lifestyle were you living as far as healthy stuff goes when it comes to that? And were you I don't know exactly everybody's situation and story and stuff, and sure, but if you're not living well and trying to be as healthy as you can, why is your machine going to take care of you when you're not taking care of it? And that's what happens, I bet, in a lot of those situations, because of the addiction, because of that stuff. People trying to take the edge off it. My shoulder hurts, so I'm just going to fucking pop a pill. but I'm gonna eat this fucking plate of nachos.
Forget tearing the shoulder up.
Yeah.
The worst part of it.
It sucks.
And, the worst part was, and they said, "Oh, this will go away after about 2 or 3 weeks," and this was a lie. I would wake up pretty much every night with my hands and forearms doing this and just shaking, and I would have to fucking move my arm, like put the top of my wrist into my hands to get my fingers to open up and bend it backward and then slide up into here and then basically try to get my hands to position like this and sit there and press. This is fucking
stretching. Did you do that before and after each shift
and
all that stuff?
Dude, you have to. Yeah. You do these exercises in your group, like they make you do hamstring, quad stretches, all this.
At least that.
But still, this every night, man, and it's severe.
Were you drinking lots of water?
Pain. Oh my god! I drank probably the only time I've drank more water than when I worked at Toyota was when I worked at the tire retread facility, because it was fucking. I was working chambers that were 600 degrees.
That's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I got you.
That was a bitch. But the thing is, at Toyota, there are a number of jobs that they could have put me on.
Right. I get that. I get that part.
And that's what I'm saying. The Japanese, when these people that got hired, it opened in what, 98? Mm-hmm. From 98 to like 2007, 2008, when people got hired in there, it was still the Japanese implementation of
there was still a Japanese guy running it until fuck, it's Millie something now, but the guy before that ran it from 2008 to 2015 or 2016, or it might have even been this year. Might have been the beginning of this year when
the American dude.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but in that first 10 years, they had that basically right person, right fit, right job, and they didn't have the string of people just. I mean, if you look at Toyota's employment rate, I guarantee you, post 2008 is when Toyota starts looking like a revolving door.
Yeah,
people just go out as quickly as they come in, because you have people who didn't develop the philosophy. They weren't brought up in the philosophy. They don't give a fuck about implementing the philosophy, because their focus is the bottom line, their production numbers, and their bonus that they get because of those production numbers. That's it. That's it. And regardless of how great a company could be, because of their philosophy, that, it's still there on paper, that's great, but it's not there in practice.
Practice what you preach.
Right. And that's what I'm saying about it.
I understand. I understand.
Okay, look, that Ford's got to be the same way. Henry Ford developed.
Norm Buffuno was the guy's name.
Yeah,
I love that.
Buffuno.
I love that name. Norm Buffuno.
Yeah. That speaks volumes. Just his name alone just says it all.
Normal buffoon.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. But
I'm done talking about it. I'm done talking. But I still got ties. And look, Norm, how you doing, bro? I'll see you at Christmas. No.
I understand. I understand, especially for you. You work a different aspect of it.
Right.
People are coming to you because, and yes, fuck yeah. If I came, Dave, if I came to you, like, I'm excited. I was excited to see you when you walked in here this morning.
Right.
Because we haven't seen each other in like 3 weeks now.
Since Nashville.
Yeah, since Clutch. We haven't seen each other.
Oh, thanks for the invite, by the way, guys. Appreciate that.
This guy acting like he didn't know. But no, if I came to see you at work, yeah, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be happy. I'm there for a reason.
Yeah.
If I come to see you there and I'm like, dude, it's time.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm going to be in a good mood. Yeah. I'm going to get to hang out with you. You're going to show me, all these different vehicles and be like, okay, man, look, tell me what you're working with budget-wise and let me show you what we can get you in. And I'm going to be in a good fucking mood. I'm not going to show up there right now and go, hey, man, I'm kind of interested in a car. I don't really have a great budget. Show me what you got. Well, let me send you to one of my pre-owned guys.
Right.
Well, fuck, my mood just got shot to shit. You deal with happy people, Dave.
Yeah.
No one.
It was so. I actually had a wonderful story from yesterday.
I think it would be hard pressed to find someone who's in a bad fucking mood that is new car shopping.
Yeah.
I think it would be hard pressed. Now you may. Hold on.
That loud just
That's the funniest thing you've ever said on the show.
Tell me about some bad moods.
No, it's not. I don't even let it. I detach from that. If somebody comes in bad, there's a lot of trepidation because it's such a huge purchase. People come in scared all the time.
Okay,
and they're bad. But in bad moods, that causes defense. People put walls up.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
But defensive isn't coming in with fucking malice.
Dude, but yes, malice does happen.
I'm sure somebody does.
No, it happens. It happens. But you take the people, you deal with people that there's just as much good. There's more.
Although
good,
now that I think about it, I'm sure people do look at Dave. Like as soon as they come in and Dave comes up, like, "Hey guys, how you doing? What can I help you with?" And instantly in their minds is, "He's already trying to fuck me."
And I have to overcome that.
Yeah,
because there is.
I get it. I've done sales.
Yeah,
I've done commission sales.
Well, because the exchange of goods and services, both people have to feel like they win.
Right.
It has to be a win-win situation for both
And I'm sure
sides.
that there are times that you have to take a hit in what potentially would be your commission. You've never taken a hit for something.
No. That's not how it works with new cars now.
Okay, so you have like
all right, time for some education for everybody
so you basically got kind of an auto incentive.
What I want you to do is buy a car. Period. You see on the internet, you car shopped online?
Mm-hmm.
Have you car shopped online before?
Nah.
No. Okay. You just do it in the dealership. You just go and do it.
There, drop the stack out, run quick like DMX.
Cool. So you've shopped online, right? How easy is it for you to look at 18 fucking dealerships?
Oh, yeah.
It's the click of a button now. We have to be so aggressive in our pricing. This is how crazy it is. Toyota is like, hey, you guys cannot discount the vehicles more than this. This is the exact amount that you can discount each individual fucking vehicle that you have.
For they're still to garner a profit.
Well, no, it's not. It's just there is a pricing thing because, look, all right, truth time, okay? We're not going to fucking tell you. We're going to say invoice or behind invoice and all that shit.
Right.
But we still spend fucking millions a year in advertising. We've got the biggest lights in the fucking town. We got the biggest digitalist fucking crystal clear fucking advertising sign that stays lit 24 hours a day with the nicest fucking LED fucking lighting display where you can fucking see it's 95 million pixelated fucking things. We've got an entire building with 200 fucking employees in it that all make a living that takes care of their living situation. We've got millions of dollars in inventory that's constantly revolving, that's constantly moving in and out of that place.
Oh yeah.
And you're telling me that you're going to pay the same thing that I paid for the vehicle?
Oh, yeah, no.
I that's one thing I don't care about the car industry. That's one thing that's not a... about honesty. I'm more about here. This is what it's going to cost you.
But some people will think that they can come in and get it at the shipping price.
Well, that's a guy asked me to. There's on the invoice. There is an allotment for advertising that's attached to every single car that's on the lot.
Right.
And for this Tacoma that he was interested in, he wanted that off of the vehicle as well. He wanted us to cover that over and above what we've already paid, because that's something that we pay already. He wanted another $900 in discount on top of the over $3,700 in discount that he was getting already. So that's where people will always ask for more, and that's where the malice and the stuff comes in. But as far as it's not like we don't have that kind of room anymore. We are operating on a paper thin budget, but we're still not going to lose. I mean, I'm sorry, we're not going to lose money to sell you a car
Right.
ever in the history of ever. It's business. You'll never get that sale. You'll never get that price. Sorry.
I haven't dealt with any type of commissioned vehicle sales in years.
But pre-owned is where the
oh, that's your margin. That's the profit.
Where the profit's at. But at the same time, they're operating on a thin. There's not the thousands of dollars in discount that we're able to show the MSRP difference and what they'll actually take for the car. We show that on every single new car. So where that profit's at, that's where front end salesman, the guy that you're there talking to take the vehicle home, that's who you've initially talked to get, hey folks, welcome to blah 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 motor sales. How can I help you? That guy, the advertising department, the marketing department has already cut the knees out from under him. There's if where his money's at is if you're paying sticker for the car, if you're paying the retail, that's where the big
it's got to be rare when someone pays MSRP.
It's high demand vehicles. The 4Runner, the Tacoma, and sometimes those go on sale too. They're not immune to being budgeted. Advertised at a margin, at a fraction of what it would be if we were just charging the retail price for it, which the industry's done it to itself in marketing ploys, in experimental marketing, and let's give something away for nothing. 0% financing.
Yeah, the in-house financing thing is what has...
That's a killer.
Oh, yeah, it has ruined the majority of the auto industry. Because
killer.
Once
how am I going to give you $30,000 for fucking free?
Right. Like, once companies... And the problem is you have people who will take that 0% financing. They'll get 0% for maybe that 1-2 years, and then they turn out to be someone that can pay the goddamn car off in 1 to 2 years, and you literally made nothing off of financing that car.
Yeah,
you made $0 off of financing that vehicle, and it's
what happened was the consumer made money while their money was in the fucking bank. They made money. They made money on the money that you gave them. It's free money. That's why that's the auto industry's own fault for being too concerned with take one right now. You got to take it today. What can I do to make it? What can I do to make the deal right now? If the timing's not right,
what can I do to get you in this car?
Exactly. If the timing's not right, that's the best time to buy a car is when you want a car. Is when you need a car. Never ever any other time.
On an impulse buy.
Never ever any other time. Not that.
Let me ask you this:
New Year's. I mean, their cars are always for sale.
What's your rate of return? Would you have any like that within the first week where a car will come back?
That's happened to me one time in 3 years.
Really?
One time.
That's a damn good margin for you. What about
you know why? You know why that's only happened?
Because you don't push it.
You're gonna fucking know that you want a car.
Right.
You're taking a fucking car.
So basically, you're a car salesman that functions with principles.
I do. I like to sleep at night, and the thing about that is, just like your experience at Toyota, just like anybody's shitty experience with a lot of stuff, people have shitty experiences buying cars, but the majority of us are just guys that are just trying to make a living. We're doing. Now there's scum out there. Now there's shitbags that will say anything to make anything sound fucking good, but that's in any. You've been to restaurants when you've gotten a shitty waitress. That doesn't keep you from going out to restaurants ever again. But it
might nix you going to that restaurant.
Well, if you like the restaurant a lot, though.
They really like that restaurant. Zesto's, don't matter what, I'm going to Zesto's.
Right. Right. You get a bad experience at McDonald's, you're still going to end up going to another McDonald's.
Well, there's also a level of expectations.
Right. But
like
that's
pretty much,
but
if you go to Taco Bell,
yeah.
if you go to the drive-thru in Taco Bell, you pretty much know there's about a 90% chance that your order is going to be fucked up.
Or somebody shitting your burger.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm. But
in
buying a vehicle, it's something that you're stuck with for. It could be the better part of 10 years.
Yeah.
So
at least 5 to 6. Depending on your lease.
Yeah, and
Or,
you're going to be miserable with it the whole.
payments.
You don't want to be miserable with your purchase. You don't
Right.
want to be unhappy with your purchase, and that's the thing that happens with a lot of people. They just don't want to feel like they're making the wrong decision, and that's what my job is to help people make an informed decision. The only reason the guy brought the car back is not because he didn't want the vehicle, is because he was trying to absolve his ex-wife from a vehicle that he was trading in, and she had filed bankruptcy, and she already filed that. She had already filed that vehicle in the bankruptcy.
God.
So it's not that he didn't want the car; it's that he legally
Couldn't have it. Yeah.
So it's actually a 0% return
on return
because I made a bad mistake. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have bought this vehicle. So that's it doesn't
Still,
work
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I've got several friends who are also car salesmen, and they'll
the majority of us.
They're just like, God damn, dude! I had someone bring back a car this way. I'm like,
it eats you up. It eats you up. It really it eats you up because you want to help people. For the most part, that's what car salespeople are. That's what.
There are those that want to, and then there are those who are just money hungry to the point that it might as well be your blood.
Well, yeah, and there are guys that
nice.
that there are guys that are just driven by that. It's what drives you, and when they go home, they have empty existences because of that. If that's all that defines you is how much money is in your pocket, and that's one of the things that we're moving away from, we're starting to move away from as a society, I believe, in a way.
Yeah.
Not the money, because you want happiness outside of money.
I think in the next 5 years we're going to see a boom in trade schools reopening.
Well, the reason why
we need that shit though.
Well, the reason why
better than college or universities.
There is a different level. It's good to have money, and it's good to be rewarded for your hard work. But it's not the driving force in deciding what we do.
Right, we're talking about
anymore.
CEOs that make $24 million as a bonus added to their yearly salary. That shit's ridiculous. There is not one person on this planet, that is worth a $24 million a year bonus. 0.00%.
Did you hear about Jesse Ventura's proposed maximum wage?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
where
you're not allowed to make more than you're capped at like $50 million or something like that. Who needs to make more than $50 million in a year?
Who does? You are bad at budgeting. If you when I see congressmen or when I see statements from them that say we need to raise the wage of Congress because we can't afford a decent life making $172,000 a year, that's what will cause people to go on a murderous rampage.
That's what the purge is for.
Exactly. That's exactly why shit like that is in someone's mind, and they made a fucking movie about it to put it into a whole bunch of other people's minds and plant seeds. Because shit like that, when you tell me that you can't afford a decent life at $172,000 a year, I want to kill you, and I'm going to eat you to absorb your power.
Extreme.
Yes. But that's look,
that's what
really, you're going to tell me there was one, oh God, I wish I could remember his name. There was a congressman that said, some of us are living in borderline poverty. You should be executed publicly. And I don't mean shot. I don't mean poisoned or electrocuted. Have your head sawed off by some fucking ISIS dude. Like, you should be sacrificed to the gods.
That's fine.
On public, like on national syndicated news. That shit should be put on television to serve as a warning to everyone else who makes $172,000 a year. Keep your fucking mouth shut.
Be grateful.
And it's, they don't have term limits. They can stay there. But even if you only serve one term, you make that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, no.
I want to be a congressman. Yeah. You can literally kick me out the day after.
Okay, so you're saying that
you can kick me out the day after I get put in.
That's so funny. And so you're saying that you want to be a guy that you want to execute?
No, I'm not.
I wouldn't. I'd live. Man, I'd be balling.
Look, I would straight up say I would.
$72,000. I'd be fine.
I'd be like, I'm good.
You wouldn't be able to go to all them fancy parties that they all have to go to. It's expensive to go to those plated dinners.
And
they're
guess what Bulldog will be passing on?
Yeah.
Plated dinner.
He'll be like, hey, Bulldog, are you going to this $5,000 a plate dinner?
Speaking of fancy.
No, I'm good. I'm not doing that.
Fancy, did you guys see the vegetarian bologna on my Instagram page?
No.
Oh, yeah. There's vegetarian bologna. You guys,
I literally, I don't know if you
that
can
is?
see that at home, but I literally just almost threw up
Yeah,
in my
awesome.
mouth.
Light Life is the name of the company that makes
I don't
it.
even
So,
know what vegetarian bologna is.
so now that I'm a vegetarian, I've been missing meat. Something fierce.
That's what she said.
You know,
You're a vegetarian now?
no, I'm doing a bit.
Oh.
Now that
Gotcha.
now that I'm a vegetarian,
That threw me
I'm
off, man.
missing meat.
I know, that's what threw me
like
off. I was like, what's
crazy.
wrong? And
You
that's
know
what she
what
said.
would curb? You know what would really curb the craving? Vegetarian bologna.
Don't they make vegetarian turkeys and shit?
Dude, it's just
Tofu. That's what.
bologna.
the tofu
bologna.
turkey.
What did they use? What's the artificial flavor for a bologna?
It's probably asparagus.
What? No, asparagus is delicious.
Yeah, bologna.
It's the wood tips. It's
Cheese
the wooden
bologna?
tips. It's the white tips of the asparagus.
It's the shit that
and
people
the
don't
little
eat.
spuds of the potatoes and the
Parsley. That's
yeah,
what it is.
Bad parts of it's all the bad parts of the vegetables that we don't eat. Yeah,
It's that core. It's the tip of the fucking
the
carrot
tip.
that you got to cut off because you don't want to eat that shit.
the little end of the snap peas.
The stem from the fucking apple.
Roasted green beans, by the way, everybody, are the fucking truth.
I don't know.
They're
Green-
so
green
good.
green bean
I know.
casserole
I'm not a
is
big
the shit.
fan of steamed green beans.
Like for
Roasted
greens.
green beans.
For greens,
Boom.
I want broccoli. I want Brussels sprouts. I
Yep,
want asparagus.
I want green beans.
Those are
great
and
too.
kale.
Asparagus.
I like kale.
I ain't
It's
tried
bitter,
kale.
but yeah, I
can't
dig
say
it
that
with
shit.
a little bit of vinaigrette on it.
I see.
But vinaigrette, yeah, I can't
I
eat
use
that shit.
Italian dressing
There you
very
go.
I like
lightly.
that Italian
Yeah.
dressing.
in it,
though.
but I stick to the serving size, the 2 tablespoons in it. Yes, there is quite a bit of sugar in it.
Do
but,
you use
It's good sugar though.
But there's-
Do you use
It's good sugar, bad sugar.
and I did reintroduce a
Yeah.
cheese into that. I decided
Provolone.
feta. Nope, feta is going to be in my salads.
All right.
I like
Yeah.
shredded cheese. Myself.
Yeah.
I mean, cheese
So
to a
And a
point
shitload
is
of
actually
Italian
okay for you. Most cheese really doesn't have carbs, doesn't have sugar. There's nothing added as long as you're not getting low fat cheese. Blah blah blah. If you're gonna eat cheese, eat fucking cheese.
Eat the real cheese.
Yes.
Eat guacamole.
Eat
That's not cheese.
thank you, Knubsie. The fact of the day, the fact of the day
Guacamole
today.
is not cheese.
That's
I meant to say Gouda.
that's an ad. That's an ad. Gouda is not cheese.
That's what I meant to say was Gouda.
I meant to say Gouda, but I said guacamole instead because of how similar those two words are.
I was thinking
because they
about
share letters.
tacos.
Like gorilla.
This week in Knubsie butchers the English language.
Guacamole is not a cheese.
I caught myself before I finished the sentence, so I caught myself.
No, you didn't.
No, you finished the fucking sentence. And
That was
then you
enough.
caught yourself.
That was enough of the sentence. Good job, bud.
Guacamole is not a cheese had already escaped your brain and then your lips, and then your brain said, "Oh fuck."
So
That's on the next T-shirt.
going out,
Bulldog Unchained. Guacamole is not a cheese.
going out to the masses.
Everybody.
Everybody, just to make sure that you know, you cannot grill guacamole.
God damn.
You're not gonna put guacamole on a pizza.
You can't put guacamole.
I think that could actually be all right.
I mean, a taco
on top
pizza.
of the cheese. Well, and breakfast nachos has a big old heaping helping of guacamole, and it's on top of the cheese. It's not the cheese though.
That's true. Tis true. Tis beauty that killed the beast.
But no, dude, the whole vegetarian thing. Oh God, like.
It's good for some people. It's good, like
look,
diabetics. Diabetics,
yeah.
it's great. It's
But here's the thing:
great
if you
for
do it long
diabetics.
enough, you'll fix your diabetes.
That's what I'm.
And then reintroduce meat.
Yeah,
Reintroduce it. Don't survive off of it because what is one common factor of almost every vegetarian and every vegan, almost every that you've ever noticed when you look at them?
capri pants.
They don't look healthy.
Yeah.
They look sick. They look like they could die at any fucking minute.
No, there's a couple of UFC fighters.
Hey, look.
I know.
When you're on PEDs and you're vegan, cool. You're still...
There ain't no protein in testosterone, man.
No, but there's testosterone upon testosterone.
There's protein.
Jinder Mahal might be vegan for all you know. He
I think
eats
he
a
is.
shit ton of curry.
That, and he does a lot of steroids.
He does a lot of rids.
Steroids.
He does a lot of rids.
60% of the word.
Yeah.
Baby.
60% of the time,
71.
it works every time.
No, so
that doesn't
we're
make
gonna
sense.
I'm going to go a little bit. It doesn't. I don't think.
Sexy Panther.
I think 71% is the correct amount. He says 71% of the word. I'm going to give him a little bit more than 60 because it is just a little bit more than half. But yeah, 71% is about the most that he'll say.
Guacamole is not cheese. That's my favorite line.
God damn it.
Most. I love people that
Take it.
say the whole word
Like this.
and
I
then
love Riley.
put a little A on the end of it, like James Hetfield from Metallica.
Or Triple H.
He got it from James.
Yeah.
He had it from James.
The game. The two.
Killmeister.
The three.
Mister.
Did Iron Sheik die?
I don't think so.
What?
I freaked
Don't
both of y'all
you-
out just now, didn't I?
Motherfucker.
Got you.
Don't you ever
Got you.
blaspheme like that.
That's just
Never
me
talk
going-
about the real dude. That dude's gonna live to be 187.
He
years
better.
old.
I had better die before the Iron
He's
Sheik.
a fucking beast. He's a beast, and he's outliving everybody. He's like the Betty White of pro wrestlers, dude.
Not
I
only
swear
that,
to
not
God.
only that, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. Iron Sheik is the king of Twitter.
Oh,
That motherfucker.
His
Fuck you,
friends that do-
cheeseburger tits. He's fucking tic tac
The-
balls.
the friends,
He's
yeah.
fucking
fucking the Hulk Hogan.
jabroni.
mini corn dog dick.
The real.
Fucking, he just,
The real. He calls shit the real, and I love that. I love that.
he is hilarious. He has lost his goddamn mind.
He never had it in the first place. He was.
Interrock number one. Interrock number one. America. Hack to it.
You from Detroit?
You remember? Yes, I was just getting ready to do
That
those
shit-
big ass. Have you ever done that?
No.
It will fucking kill you.
Look at how
Those-
small my forearms are.
Dude,
I
those-
don't have the forearm strength to do that.
What were those things called?
Oh, fuck.
They look like these heavy ass
Iron
bowling
clubs.
pins.
They were clubs.
They were made of steel.
Yeah.
They were rolled steel.
They're
And he
called
used
like
to-
Rockataka.
Yeah, dude. And he used to roll them like this.
Hold on.
That's why his goddamn forearm and his grip was
Check.
just massive. Like his strength in his arms, people just said it like was incomparable.
Yeah.
Well, that's like I can't remember who it was at the International Museum and Institute of Wrestling. An older wrestler from back in the day, like Vern Gagne, George Hackenschmidt, like back in old days, Frank Gotch, all these. One of these dudes built this wooden head, and it had an industrial metal spring in it, and he used to take this head in between his arms, and he used to wrench headlocks like this, and he would do it like 1,000 times each arm each day. The three of us sitting in here could not make this thing squeeze together. We could not. None of us. Not one of us sitting here could make that head squeeze together. He did it 1,000 times a day with each arm, and then he put fucking headlocks on people with those arms.
Frank Gotch.
Dude, the guy.
Someone like in that time frame.
Yeah.
Like they have the thing at the International Museum and Institute of Wrestling.
I gotta go. Isn't that in Iowa?
Yeah, it used to be in Newton, Iowa. Now
I gotta go.
it may be
though.
in
I have
Waterloo.
to.
I can't remember where.
Catch
it's at now.
wrestling is my favorite
Oh, dude,
style of.
they
grappling.
were well, like
It's the
Luthez wrote
best. It is
Luthez wrote the book Hooker, right?
Yeah, or it was either
It was
Frank
either
Gotch or
Luthez.
Luthez.
I think Luthez wrote Hooker.
or
Dude,
Ed Lewis.
No. Ed the Strangler Lewis.
Strangler Lewis.
Yeah. That may be who had the goddamn head thing. Dude, it's amazing though. The original NWA title is there.
Nice.
Like the little 5-plated
The one that
the tiny one.
the one that Luthez wore and all. Oh,
It's there.
cool. That's
Dude.
awesome.
Yeah, There's some really cool shit in there.
I like the loose dad's press. That's pretty cool.
That was his. You know what? The greatest thing about that is that was his finishing.
That was a
move.
finisher.
That was his finishing move?
Yeah. Dude, a body slam used to be a finisher.
Dude, they didn't. Yeah, man, it was like he was getting slammed on the floor.
Yeah.
Like now you know how people take bumps out on concrete and shit. They used to finish fucking body slams would finish matches.
Well, okay, think about this.
Because they would grapple, dude. It was grappling.
Yeah,
it
think about this.
It was fucking.
How many
underhooks
DDTs do you see in a match?
A lot.
Remember when Jake the Snake Roberts
That
would
was
hit
his
you with a
finisher.
DDT and you went the fuck to sleep?
I remember
his
that.
finisher,
That was it.
yeah.
It was game over.
Yeah.
If he grabbed your head and did this, short drop, sudden stop, your night's over. and especially if your name is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, your night's really over for about 3 months. Oh. Good night, sweet prince, because he put that motherfucker. Jake told him, you remember that? When Jake the Snake Roberts and Ricky Steamboat were doing a program together, Ricky said, I want you to DDT me outside of the ring. And Jake said, you're out of your fucking mind. That is not safe. We're not doing that. Because Jake only knew one way to do it. He's the dude that did the DDT.
Yeah.
Like, that was Jake's thing. But when he did it, when he put his arm around your neck, you ain't wiggling. You're there. So when your head went down, you hit the mat. But hitting mat, canvas, and plywood, it's way different than smoking concrete.
Yeah.
And he told Ricky Steamboat, he's like, I don't want to do this. I'm not comfortable with it. And Ricky was like, no, this will be great. This will be amazing. And when he DDT'd Ricky Steamboat outside of the ring, it sounded like a goddamn cannon went off. And he had to pick Ricky Steamboat's lifeless body up, dead weight, and roll him into the ring and cover him for the 1, 2, 3. And Ricky Steamboat was out for like 3 months with a massive concussion.
Boom.
Oh, dude,
Kapowie.
it shut him off like a switch.
So, speaking of wonderful wrestlers and Iron Sheik and everything, what about the wrestlers of the year this year? The
Who got it? I haven't seen it.
Sports Illustrated, ESPN, and Rolling Stone.
Hold on, it's got to be The Miz. It's got to be.
Rolling Stone's 2017 Wrestler of the Year. Oh well, let me give this back to you. Hold on. ESPN's Wrestler of the Year, AJ Styles.
Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah. Rolling Stone's Wrestler of the Year was The Miz.
Fuck out.
And what was the other one?
Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated's Wrestler of the Year, John Cena. No, I'm just kidding. I forget who Sports Illustrated's was.
I was gonna say John Cena.
It was
didn't
It was a
perform
different
anything.
person. It was one
Was
other
it Roman?
person. It might have been Roman because they all three deserved it. They all three did fucking
I-
great work this year.
AJ and Roman. I even have to say Roman was great this year.
He was.
The Miz.
He was
Since
so good,
last
too.
year, The Miz since last year has
Yeah.
been the
Oh, he
king of the
deserved it.
fucking ring.
He
The Miz,
deserved it. Yeah.
I don't know what switch flipped for him in the past 3 to 5 years. I don't know what it is, but The Miz may be, and it's sad that a lot of fans only can see heel and face. Like if you look at comment sections of things
right,
from
of course, dude.
it kind of sucks that a lot of people can't appreciate what they're seeing, because if they did,
Dude,
it
he's
would be
gonna-
hands
he's
down.
Gonna be he's gonna have a wing. He is great.
He better be first ballot Hall of Fame when
Yeah,
he is
without
done.
a doubt,
The
dude.
Miz is Hall of Fame. He has made people this year.
Yeah.
He just fucking. Oh my God.
The-
Who was it that
He
he?
kept Dean Ambrose.
Oh, no, Enzo.
Dolph
Did-
Ziggler.
when he punked Enzo,
Yes,
and
of course.
you know he hurt his feelings, real fucking
Give it
bad.
to me. Give it to me. What was it again?
He told him, called him out about being kicked out of the locker room and how everyone in
yeah.
the back hates you.
Yeah.
He's like, no one likes you here. And he was like, I've been where you are now.
The difference
He was like,
is
he goes, the difference is I learned from it and I made amends, and now I'm a leader in the locker room that you're not allowed to step foot in. Oh, bitch! Oh, call the burn unit, because that motherfucker's on fire. Oh, bitch! If I was Enzo, I probably would have kicked him in the dick. If that's me, and I'm standing there and someone's saying that hurtful, real ass shit to me in front of not just 20,000 people in the arena, but that's going out to millions of people around the world, I'm gonna be like, fuck you, bam, and I'm gonna kick him in the dick. I'm gonna slide out before his two goons can touch me.
yeah.
And I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna be dancing up backwards on the ramp, going, Fuck you. These are spirit fingers.
I'm doing. If you guys couldn't see, I'm doing the Enzo dance right now.
That's
Because this, I'm doing. There's the heel, and then the toes. Kevin Owens does the best one.
Oh my god, dude,
that was the funniest one.
So funny.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand.
And I love what they're doing with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn right now.
It's
so
the whole thing between those two and Daniel Bryan and Shane is brilliant. We all know that we're getting Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, and it's going to be amazing.
I heard SummerSlam.
No, it ain't gonna last that long, dude. That shit's gonna happen soon.
But as long as they put Daniel Bryan back in the ring and he stays in the ring, though.
Yeah, he needs to. And that's just it. He's been medically cleared to compete everywhere else, and the WWE, for whatever reason, was like, no, we're not gonna blah blah blah. That's what really sparked it for me for the Miz. When Daniel Bryan called the Miz, when he told the Miz he wrestled like a coward, and the Miz lost his shit. Yeah, he fucking morphed into this monster.
That was the first episode of Talking Smack, wasn't it?
Yes, I think so.
And that was the best promo. That was the best. That fucking made him
cemented.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
it was
like, there's a behind the scenes, like the WWE posted on Facebook, a video where Miz is talking about that, and he goes, Daniel Bryan pissed me off more than anyone has ever pissed me off in my life. At that moment, he goes, everything that I said to him, when you see me turn to him, he was like, it's not the Miz. He was like, that's Mike Mizanin. He was like, it was me. Yeah. And everything I was saying to him, I was just trying to evoke. He goes, I thought for sure he was going to punch me in the face. Like, legit.
Yeah. It's like, this is what you want to say?
Yeah, he thought he was going to get smoked in the mouth. But I'm going to say this. I think if Daniel Bryan rode that train, I think Mike would fuck him up.
No.
Oh, yeah.
D-Bry is a fucking grappler, man.
That's great and all, but when you're getting punched, everybody got a game plan until they get punched in the mouth. Mm-hmm. You know this. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter how good your game, especially, look, hey, will you agree with this? When you fought in either a ring or a cage, and you know that there are rules involved, and that there's a referee, should anything go sideways, you're okay with it. When you get into it with someone, and like if two of us were to fight in here, there's so much shit that one bad trip ends your life. Your head hits this right here, that corner, you're done.
Okay.
You're done. You could be permanently fucked up, if not dead.
Sure.
That's just it, man. Like, you don't know. Like,
you think the Miz is fucking... Yeah. I think
that the Miz is going to pack about 80 pounds more per square inch on a punch than what Daniel Bryan can generate.
You think...
And all it takes is one.
I thought Daniel Bryan was pretty strong, actually.
Look at them comparatively. I'm going to tell you right now, Mike Mizanin, if they were trading punches, Miz is going to win that exchange. Like, if we're going legit punching.
I think traditionally speaking, in classically trained martial arts systems and grappling system, in an MMA contest, I'll put it there. If it was an MMA contest,
see, it wouldn't have been there though. That would have been a straight up fight on a set with Renee Young going, oh my god.
I don't know. I think Daniel Bryan would take him.
I don't know.
I get it.
Hey, look, you know what?
Because of the size thing.
Hold on. And that's just like everybody thinks that, Goldberg would have destroyed Jericho. No, Chris Jericho whipped the fucking dog shit out of professionally trained Bill Goldberg. Got him on the ground and was whipping his ass and had to be pulled off.
So that's an example of a smaller guy whooping a bigger guy.
But you were just talking about the training, though. Like, Bill Goldberg trained in jiu-jitsu. He was a grappler.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Not to the level of Jericho's hooking, fucking doing catch wrestling in fucking the dungeon 25 fucking years before
he was never actually in the dungeon.
He was learning shit, though. I heard that he did train with all of those guys.
He didn't train with any hearts. You need to read his books, dude. He talks about it. It was the shittiest thing. They trained inside some bar or broken down or closed down gas station. And he goes, the only heart that ever showed up was either Bruce or Smith on the first day to collect the money. He goes, and that was the only exposure to a heart I had until I got into wrestling.
Yeah.
And he was like, basically talking about how shitty it was.
That's awesome. Look what came from it, though. Yeah. That's what's so great.
The only thing that came from it was him and Lance Storm.
Yeah.
That's literally, they
busted each other's ass.
Well, yeah, but they showed up, and Lance was there first, and he saw Chris walk in, and Lance was like, I've never been more relieved to see someone in good shape in my life, because apparently everyone else that showed up was fat and out of shape and just big dudes that wanted to be wrestlers, and Lance Storm shows up looking like a Greek god, and then Jericho shows up looking like a Greek god, and Lance Storm was like, oh, thank God, there's another athlete here. And they, like, Lance even said it got to the point where both of them almost basically refused to work with any of the other guys in their training.
Sure.
Because they didn't want to get hurt.
Right. That's understandable.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was not a great glorious road for Jericho and Storm.
It never is any of that stuff. None of that stuff is. We don't.
But I mean, you hear people talk about trained at the Hart family dungeon.
Yeah,
that hasn't really meant anything since like the 70s.
Since Brett left it, basically. Am I saying?
I mean, Chris Benoit actually was in the dungeon.
Okay.
A few other guys like that, like Dynamite Kid, I think, went through there.
Okay.
But
Tyson Kidd?
No. Tyson Kidd never trained in the dungeon.
Isn't that that's a landmark now up there?
Yeah, their house is closed. Like, it's
Calgary. You can take a tour of it.
Yeah, it's not even a
Bret Hart stars in local Lexus commercials.
That's crazy.
He does.
Yep.
It's like Bret Hart.
He's standing in front of his house. It's a gorgeous fucking big fucking
hold
house.
On. It was also redone. If you had seen pictures of what it looked like when they, like, the last time people lived there, it looked like the house was about to fall in at any moment. It's
gorgeous. Well, his house, the one in the commercial, is really nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's on a plaster. They just throw in front.
And
they basically slid another cutout of a house in front of it.
He's got the leather jacket and
it's a green screen. They're showing the house from 1956.
The long gray hair.
Elvis walks by.
It.
I thought he was dead.
Flips his hair. And he gets into his LS 460.
Tries not to stroke out.
Yeah. That's so mean, you guys.
Yeah.
I guess I'm meaner later.
I'm a terrible human being.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm sorry. You're not. You're too protective. You're too protective.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? That was the conversation that I had with Haley probably 2 weeks ago or so. What? What the fuck?
I got this.
Behold.
I got this.
I couldn't see you while you was talking. I was trying to get the brave in my face.
Now you done got the light out of the way.
Yeah, right.
Just like, yeah, there you go.
Anyway. God damn. God damn.
There it is.
So, yeah. Anyway, a couple weeks ago, I was having a conversation with Haley, and I was like, she was asking me something about, like, you know, what are my true feelings about, like, just random people? And I said, you honestly want to know this? She was like, yeah. I said, I don't like to boast about my intelligence. What?
I love you for saying that. I just go. I'm sorry.
I don't like to boast about my intelligence. And in fact, I have a lot of people that I will spend time with that admittedly I dumb myself down around for. Like, I would not have conversations with them about things that even Knubsie fucking up the English language. Knubsie's a smart cat.
Yeah.
He's not dumb by any stretch of the imagination.
He just has marbles in his
I got a fat tongue, you know.
Yeah, girl. Hey, ladies.
But no,
hey,
like,
fat tongue, skinny dick.
You're not dumb. You're not dumb by any stretch of the imagination, and I would never hinder my own thoughts or speech with either of you.
Right.
Like, we've had conversations about quantum mechanics, even things that you guys weren't sure about. Like when I discussed the Alcubierre drive, that hyperdrive that is the theoretical. We've had quantum mechanics theory. Yes.
I was gonna say on the Lego Batman movie when he goes up in like the ship and there's a fucking
God
Millennium
damn it.
Falcon.
This is why. But no, we've had theoretical quantum physics discussions. That's not a conversation that I could have with everyone that I am friends with. But I don't ever want, unless someone tries to challenge me intellectually and they try to, pull that fucking bullshit of, oh, well, I have a dominant intelligence. Oh, really, bitch? Well, let's play this game. But no, the majority of it, I told her, I was like, I look at the majority of humanity as a subspecies. I feel that I am at a point of intellectual evolution to where the next phase of humans are going to shift to. I see things for what they are. I can call bullshit. Kind of like the whole transgender argument. I know a lot of people don't like my stance on it. They don't like that I'm only willing to go halfway. No, that's all that I should be required to. I am all for anyone doing what they need to do to make themselves happy. It should not fall on me to exceed certain aspects of that to qualify your happiness. No, fuck that. It should not impact my life. Your happiness should not affect my life.
Nobody's does.
Yeah.
But now we see things where, first of all, okay, do I think that the people that own the bakery in Oregon or wherever that was, do I think they're assholes? Absolutely. They used a purely religious reason to refuse service to a gay or transgender couple, blah, 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 to make their wedding cake. However, now the Supreme Court has ruled against them, the business owner, who, last I checked, owning a business, you have the right to refuse service to anyone for any reason. You are a business owner. You have the right to refuse. Regardless of what your reasoning is, yeah, they're assholes. Okay, I get it. They're assholes. Don't shop there. Get their shop shut down. Whatever. But the thing is, though, there's enough other nut jobs that have religious basis so deeply ingrained in their life like that they're going to support them for their decision. Right. Whatever. That makes them assholes, too. That's fine.
Right.
But now the court ruled against them, and they have to pay $50,000
over a cake.
Over a cake.
Man, just put the two dudes on the fucking cake. Give them the cake.
But here's the thing, Dave. So you're asking someone to do something that compromises their moral and spiritual beliefs. Are you okay with that? Would you compromise your morality or your spirituality for something that me or Nubs or anyone else wants you to do? And you know in your mind and in your heart that it is wrong.
Yeah.
You would.
No.
Listen to your heart.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't compromise, would you?
Well, it's situational, man.
Here's the
On
other
a cake.
thing. How many cake shops are there? There's gonna be at least one that's, hey, yeah, man, we'll do it.
Exactly.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
But they had to make such a big goddamn ordeal about it.
I get that. I'm not saying either side is right in that situation.
No, they're both assholes.
Exactly.
They're both assholes.
People are just assholes.
Except now, one asshole is being penalized. A cake shop is being fined $50,000. They're done.
Yep.
They are done.
There's so many
unless they have some kind of, like, if their insurance will cover it in some way, because but
the universe made it right. They're assholes and they should have been shut down. I don't care because their religion is wrong. Because their religion is wrong. Because I hate people for being fucking.
But hold up.
Where you put your
down?
penis doesn't fucking matter.
Okay, so then what does that say about you?
Unless
hold on. What does that say about your?
Adult.
What does that say about your support for the Second Amendment, or not the
bear arms?
First Amendment. First Amendment.
Freedom of religion.
Yeah, I get that.
Wait, what amendment is
freedom
that?
From religion?
Yeah, it's freedom from religion.
Yeah,
but
boom.
But the thing is, what does that say about your support then of their right to refuse service and to not compromise their beliefs?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, had that been a Muslim-owned bakery, that shit never would have went to court.
I believe it.
That never would have been a discussion in a courtroom.
So this is the big thing to take away from all of that. Life is not fucking fair. Boom. Kapow.
But that's just it. So back to my original point about how I view humanity. the majority of humanity I view as insects. And I am torn constantly between two schools of thought. And one is, just from my religious knowledge alone, I could become an evangelist, and I know I'd be a millionaire in 2 years. I know.
See, there's a point to prove in that statement right there about how money doesn't drive happiness. Do you think he'd be happy with all the money in the world being a fucking proselytizing fuck?
No.
Exactly.
And it's not even the happiness. It's, I have my own moral compass that a book doesn't dictate to me. No man in a robe that's in a building with crosses dictates to me. No. I have my own moral compass. I know what's right and wrong, and that's wrong, and it's charlatan shit. And
what's so great about Buddhism is because we're all God.
That's also Satanism.
Your body's a temple.
No. In Satanism, you are the center of the universe. You're not.
Which makes
everything.
Sense. Actually, if you can combine the two, because think about this, Dave. Hey,
yeah, it's very.
If you die,
it's very id.
If you die, guess how much of a fuck you give about life?
No.
Zero.
I get that, and I get that. But Satanism.
So
is
without you,
is a selfishism.
Without me, life does not exist.
Yeah, right.
Without
same thing.
You don't exist.
Same thing for the bush. Same thing for the bush. It's going to still be a bush.
And that's why I think Satanism and Buddhism can go so hand in hand, but at the same time they're thumb wrestling.
Oh, I like to thumb wrestle.
But where, Satanism is self-serving. Buddhism is for the community. In that way.
But Satanism also is very communal in the sense of, so long as people prove themselves to be worthy, it's kind of like a tribe, really. I mean, you think about tribal life.
Not if you're God, not if you're the only God. You're God. No, that's
you're the
false.
God of your world.
Yeah, that's false.
You're the God of your life.
Yeah, but
that doesn't make me the God of your life. That makes me the God of my life.
But looking at it from that way, it's like looking at everything as supposed to be. As I understand it, everything should be in service of you at the end of the day, and it's just selflessness doesn't seem like any kind of reciprocation or anything like that. Doesn't seem like any tenet of Satanism that I've ever read. It's all about you and consumption. That's what it seems like to me. It's just about I could be misinterpreting.
Yeah,
but
you're a little off base.
It just
it
seems
is
like
very
consumption.
much about the self.
Yeah.
It is very much about the self, and it is basically it's what I tell people. It is doing whatever in your life leads you to physical, emotional, and psychological gratification, so long as you're not hurting anyone else by doing it.
Yeah,
that is Satanism to a T. Like a lot of people.
But that's it. I think that's an impossibility, because in service of yourself, you're going to look for the cheapest, most thing away from it. Like you buying that shirt, it was made in the fucking. You buy that shirt to feel good about yourself, but it was made in a sweatshop by somebody's fucking sitting there with a torn shoulder, and they got a poop in a hole in the floor, and they live at a place where they have to pay rent to live at. And they work at a place where they have to pay to work there and all of that shit, so they're always in debt and always in servitude. So that does that in that way, that hurts. So it's impossible to trace that line. And that's where I have the...
If that were the case, then everyone on this planet is evil.
Yeah.
Everyone.
We are.
And that would mean that everyone is intentionally malicious.
In a way.
Sometimes.
In a way.
But... That's just it. We're talking about intentional maliciousness, and that's like the 11 satanic laws of the earth. I love them. I think that if everyone were to read them and it did not say the 11 satanic laws of the earth, I think if people could read these and just be like general rules of society, and one of them is when in another's lair, show them respect. If you cannot respect them, do not go there.
That sounds like a commandment to me.
Another It's the 11 satanic laws of the earth.
That's pretty much the commandment.
Yeah,
That's a command. No, I'm just saying that sounds like one of the. That's.
but it's not a commandment. Like the commandments are basically
Thou shalt not.
George Carlin rambled that shit down to 2. It was like, do not kill, do not rape.
Yeah.
Like,
Thou shalt not.
Well, that's just talking about covet. You're talking about respecting the neighbor's house. Do not covet thy neighbor's what?
Wife.
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 Right.
That's that can apply. The word wife, I'm sure, just was translated to mean possessions.
Property. Yeah.
Property.
Property.
It's real easy in that.
Yeah.
So,
But
Satanism,
another one.
Christianity.
Buddhism.
Another one is, this is absolute. Do not harm
Good
children.
versus evil. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Do not harm children. Do not harm animals unless attacked or for food.
That's a good one.
When traveling abroad, this is probably my favorite. When traveling abroad, bother no one. If someone bothers you, ask them politely to stop. If they do not stop, destroy them. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I think that if laws were I think that all 50 states should adopt mutual combat law. There are states now that have mutual combat law where if 2 individuals agree to get into a physical altercation, no legal, and there's at least 1 witness to this agreement that says, nope, they both agreed that they wanted to fight each other. This dude happened to die. No legal ramifications can be brought on either party.
Boom.
You are not legally liable
That sounds
for
like
any
some
injuries.
shit.
But that's the way it
Montana.
should be, man.
Like Arizona.
Fuck. It should be everywhere. Like,
That sounds
seriously,
like where that would be.
First of all, I think if two
Alaska.
dudes want to throw down in a parking
Bears.
lot, they should not get arrested for it. First of all, you're providing
Sharks and bears.
the basest entertainment that our species has thrived on since we could pick up a club and hit someone over the head and take something from them.
That's what movies are for. It's the same thing in movies.
But do you want to see it in movies knowing that it's choreographed, or do you sometimes just like to see 2 dudes duke it out in a parking lot, man?
I mean, it's
Oh God, that hurt. That sounded like it hurt.
it's pretty much the same thing.
He's gonna regret that tomorrow.
That's why we have such ultra-violent movies now, is because society as a whole has been stifled, and you can't even have a fist fight without going to jail now.
John Wick.
yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, that movie is violence
That's
for the sake of violence, and it's wonderful.
It's fucking great. It's like the plot matches the violence. Like,
Yeah.
Apparently he's never seen John Wick or John Wick 2.
Have you not seen them? They're great, dude. They're awesome
believe
movies.
They're fucking
You'll be
great.
like,
Is it Keanu Reeves?
yeah.
That's why I haven't seen him.
Oh,
you guys
I
see it.
thought the same thing.
I know.
I promise you will be like,
I've heard
this
good
is
things about it.
badass.
His
I've heard good
training
things
for the
about it.
movies is fucking badass.
Yes. If you find the videos on YouTube of him training for John Wick, you'll be like,
He's a badass.
Keanu Reeves might be able to go on tactical missions.
And he's a
Like
fucking vampire.
he trained with full tactical teams. You should see him handling weapons. I was just like, I can't even handle some of those firearms in that manner. That's
That was fucking
crazy.
sick.
For real.
Good thing
Like,
they went with Keanu and John Wick instead of
telling you.
Bulldog.
Bulldog and John Wick would have been fucking amazing.
the greatest movie ever.
The Juggernaut, bitch. I don't even need this gun, bitch. I'll throw it at you.
Whole train. Do it back.
No, but anyway, back
Is
to
that
hold
what
on.
you just?
Yeah. The point that I was making, though, I'm torn between 2 thoughts of the 2 trains of thought between taking advantage of the majority of people and protecting them. Because I feel that because of my life, I have experienced I know that I have, just from average conversations with people in general, most people that I know have never dealt with the darker side of humanity the way that I have. They haven't experienced it. Even, like, I know tons of women that have been in abusive relationships and things like that. No, it's not the same. We're not talking even the same sport. It's not a ballpark issue. It's not even the same sport. I feel that because of my experiences, I have seen and experienced things that most people can't begin to imagine. And so, part of me, like, doing the job that I do every day puts me in a mind state sometimes of, and I would never do this. Like I'm not that person, but it definitely resides as a thought. But there are some children that are impacted by their parents that I have to go test, and I'm just like, this kid's life would be infinitely better if these people disappeared. That is the only legitimate real shot that this kid's ever going to have in life, if these people disappear. I had the same thought when I worked for social services.
Huh. Man.
And so at what point does being malicious toward someone to protect another become right? And that's a struggle that goes on in my brain multiple times a week.
While you're
and
juicing,
it has for
while you're
years.
juicing people?
Yeah, while I'm juicing dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, for real though, it's because some of the people that I see, they couldn't give a fuck less that they're drug testing. They'll tell you to your face, I'm gonna fail this one.
Yeah.
They could not give a fuck.
Well, that's the thing, man.
But they keep drug testing because they have kids and they want to keep their kids, and they evidently want their kids to grow up in that situation and be fucked up just like them.
Mm-hmm. But what you do is you just be the best version of yourself that you can be, and be an example.
We had that lady. We had that lady here in town, that Aaliyah Beckerly. Her mom.
Has she gotten arrested like 3 times now for meth since all that stuff came out?
And it's been said that she was pimping her disabled daughter out for drug money. Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, for drug money.
Yeah. People are fucking terrible, man.
That woman's still alive in this city. Why? Why? Why is she allowed to breathe?
Who are you to make that decision, though?
Who am I not to?
Who are you to make that decision, though?
That's a child that was killed because of her. That was a defenseless human being. Defenseless in the purest sense of the word. She was confined to a wheelchair, could not defend herself in any way. She couldn't even verbally communicate it.
You think her mother had something to do with it?
Absolutely.
I actually said it.
Kind of funny that the lady that claimed the reward money is one of her friends and was also arrested for drug charges, right? So at what point, when the police can't do their job, the legal system can't handle it, but everyone and their mama can point and say, this is it. This is exactly what happened. We know that these things happened. At what point the society...
the reason we have a justice system in the first place...
The justice system fails every goddamn day. They have contracts with privately owned prisons that agree to keep them stocked at a maximum fucking capacity.
And for now, that kind of stuff, yes.
Now the prison systems are getting ready to sue the United States. They are getting ready to sue for not providing the amount of prisoners that were agreed upon.
When it comes to life and death, though,
if you have shown yourself,
and I'm not saying it's perfect.
Hey, if someone killed, are you for the death penalty?
No,
not at all.
Not in any circumstance.
Really?
None at all.
So, okay, we already know that prison does nothing to rehabilitate anyone.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So what's the purpose then of someone who rapes or murders or kills someone in a fit of rage? That's not murder. That's just homicide. That's manslaughter.
I know. But we're fallible.
Hold on.
We're prone to make mistakes.
And that's great. How many years upon years can you make the same fucking mistake and expect different results? It's not working.
What do you mean?
We got away from tribal law, and that's when shit went downhill for humanity.
I think shit's gotten a lot better for humanity in the last few years.
How?
Dude, we got the entire information for the entire humanity.
Fucking do. And what does the majority of the universe use that for? Social media to troll people.
The medical and the technological advances that are occurring every
medical and technological
day.
Advances do not impact the social structure of people who will go out and take any means necessary to fuck someone else.
But do you not see all the good? You just choose to look at the bad.
No, you're choosing to cover something up by saying, but look at how wonderful life is. This is rainbows and sunshine.
Perspective, man.
Dark side. There is a dark side that needs to be dealt with.
What is it? Okay, but there is dark. You're right. There's dark. Of course there's dark. There's shitty. There's struggle. Everybody has fucking struggle.
That's not struggle, Dave.
Everyone has it. But
that's like saying that Jeffrey Dahmer, he was just struggling.
No.
He was struggling.
No.
Yeah.
But in the case of Damien Eccles, the motherfucker didn't do shit. He did not.
Damien Eccles?
Yeah, exactly. He's a fucking guy that was on death row and fucking was convicted of fucking murder.
Right.
He was convicted of murdering 3 boys that he did not fucking murder, and he sat on death row for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
And if it takes that long for one man to go free,
do you know what does that, Dave?
That's what's fucked
What's
up.
responsible for that, Dave?
What's responsible for what?
For him sitting there for 20 years.
The justice system?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because there's another dude, I was watching one of these documentaries too. Hold on. This guy was found not guilty 3 years before he was released. 3 years. Okay. They kept him in the prison.
We are not. If we were perfect, then yes, the death penalty would be fine. But we are not. We're not perfect.
Okay.
We can't decide. That doesn't make us as humans any better than the person that's fucking doing that crime. Put them away.
So what about
in a fucking dark hole for the rest of their fucking lives?
What about clear cut? But see, that's just it. Who does that responsibility fall on then?
Us.
Exactly.
Yep. It does.
So
to create a positive, proactive society, we have to separate ourselves from the dregs of it. Yes. It's for the people that are murderers.
So why should we be held
stuff.
financially responsible?
That's our obligation to be able. Yes,
shouldn't
it is.
be.
Yeah, it is. That's you're asking me what my opinion is on that. That's what I'm telling you.
It's
our obligation just to take care. We have to take care of everybody. We have to take care of everybody.
If
and when
you
it,
have
an all-inclusive thing, it's all-inclusive.
So look,
because
yes, there are circumstances.
I'd rather one man live his days out as a murderer, rapist, whatever, as a violent offender for people that has done something fucking terrible, then I would rather 1,000 of those actually than one man who was not guilty of murder be killed by other human beings that are saying because you did this, even though it's not the truth, because we believe that you did this, you deserve to die. Because that could happen to me, it could happen to you, it could happen to you, and that's in that type of society. It could happen to any of us, and that's why I don't believe in the death penalty. For that's it, and that's it.
Hold on.
Hold on.
What if there's clear cut evidence?
Of course. And what if? And that's the what if. I can't. And that's
but more often than not, there is clear cut.
H.H. Holmes.
Oh my God.
That's clear cut. The real Triple H.
But say that you've got clear cut. Someone murders whoever, planned it, plotted it,
but murdering in the sake of murdering, eye for an eye is not the fucking way to do it. There's a better way.
Okay, let me ask you this: What good does this person's life serve now, sitting there rotting?
It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't.
You know what I think should happen in cases like that? Say, okay, someone molests a child.
Mm-hmm.
Someone molests a child. We don't need jail. You don't need jail. You don't. You turn that man over to the family.
Right.
And they get to decide what happens. Maybe that dude spends the rest of his life as their fucking slave. He has to do their laundry, clean their fucking house. He's got some kind of collar on him where if he fucks up and tries to do any kind of bullshit, they push a button and that bitch explodes and his head's gone.
Like a Suicide Squad?
Right. Yeah. Just some bullshit. Or maybe the dad is so just fucking disgusted with what happened to his child, or the mother is, or maybe grandma or grandpa
is, or
the child. They give the child the opportunity to have a weapon and do what you will.
Right.
And that child, whoever can make the decision.
But man, that's the
vengeance is what our species has thrived on.
It doesn't work
since it's.
You're not.
Why doesn't it?
Okay, whenever it's because what makes that doesn't undo the fucking thing that's been done. There's no vindication. You don't feel better about what happened after you get your fucking revenge. You don't. You
know what? I have felt good about every act of revenge.
It's empty.
It's not empty.
Vengeance is empty, man. It is empty. It's you're still holding.
Do you know what one of my greatest regrets in life is? Here's going to be a real fucking moment for you. You ready? Probably my greatest regret in life is that I let my fucking womb donor die of natural causes. I let her draw her last breath on her own before she died, instead of my hands wrapped around her throat, squeezing the life out of her and watching the light flicker out of her eyes.
And
See, that's just it, Dave.
That regret.
No, you have not experienced that dark side of humanity. You may have read about it. You may have seen it in fucking movies or TV shows or in a news report.
Right.
You haven't lived it.
You don't know what you don't know.
Dave,
You don't know what I've endured.
regardless
saying
of
that you regret. That's you.
did your mother ever try to kill you?
You
Fuck someone that you don't know trying to shoot at you, whatever.
No.
Did your own mother ever try to kill
No.
you? I rest my case.
No.
You don't know the dark side of humanity. You don't.
okay.
That's about as dark as it fucking
I'm
gets.
sorry that that's the way that you feel about that.
That is
I'm sorry that you hold on to that, buddy. I really do.
Dude,
That
hold on to
holds- that.
that was a pretty pivotal fucking moment in my
I
life.
understand. People have had all types of people have had all types of terrible shit happen to them.
Right, and most of the people that I read,
regret that you didn't murder somebody.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm sorry that you have that. I'm sorry that you have that on your shoulders. I wish that you
I'm not.
I wish
It's
that
kept
you
me
could let that
alive
go.
for this long.
I wish that you could let it go. I do. I wish that you could.
You know what? Normally I wouldn't say this, but I wish that you could experience it just to see if you could let it go.
Right. I understand.
I doubt you could.
I understand.
I doubt it would be let go.
Okay.
It would be a thought in your mind every day of your life. Would you agree that your mothers are probably your biggest fans
Something
of your
yeah.
life? Your moms are the biggest fans of your life.
Right.
Because for every boy, that's pretty much the saying. For every boy, there will never be a bigger fan of you than your mom. If that's the case, tell me about my life, Dave.
I don't know about your life.
Exactly. Exactly. That is a darkness that no one I know, the only people I've ever heard about that had any existence similar to mine, I read their memoirs from death row, or I saw their tapes from death row, or heard the audio recordings when they were interviewed before they were killed.
Okay.
I was saved because I planned my own escape at 14 years old, and my grandparents and my dad and my stepmother gave me enough love to save my ass. And that's where I'm locked in a struggle pretty much through every day of fuck everyone, and goddamn it, if I don't look out for people, who is? If I don't look out for them, who's going to?
Right.
But at the same time, fuck them.
And that's because the issue that a lot of people
for me
have,
to absolutely trust anyone,
it's hard.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and I'm not saying it's been as intense, but dude, do you not think that I've dealt with shitty people. I've dealt with people that
of course
had malicious intent towards me.
Of course, absolutely.
Again.
But we're talking a degree,
not in the degree that you have. The degree that you have experienced paternal or maternal disappointment, I guess, is not a heavy. It's not a heavy enough word that I'm trying to find in my head. But for somebody,
maliciousness,
yeah, for somebody to just to not be there that way, that sucks. But
I told my I call her my womb donor.
Right.
I don't refer to her as my mom or my mother.
Look at Oprah. She had a pretty fucked childhood.
Yeah.
She got fucked over by a lot of the adults in her life.
Yeah.
And she became a fucking billionaire in spite of all of that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about living by an example, having compassion and being positive.
But see, that's just it too.
It's perspective.
When I say the dark side of humanity, my mother was also, or the womb donor was also a preacher.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to murder me. I was told constantly how much she hated me, that I was a mistake, that she wished she had never had me. This was constant. I became numb to that. But I was told that I was worthless. I would never amount to anything. No one.
But is that the case? Is that the case? You're not. You're
Dave,
better than
Dave,
me,
I'm
brother.
38 years old now.
Uh-huh.
There's a difference. But let me tell you, through the first 14 years of your life, the first 14 most formative years of your life, when you're told these things on a daily basis, do you think you might have some fucking doubts regularly?
Then that's what I'm
from the woman that gave birth to you?
And that's where I'm coming from to tell you that it's your belief at the end of it. It's you. It's on you.
And I have to reaffirm to myself every day that I am worth something.
You are. You are.
And that's just it. Doesn't. No one can ever
regret with you, brother.
Oh, dude!
That's what I want you to let go. I want you to let it go.
You don't understand. That's a fuel for me. Everything that I do, this right here, even this,
I believe that
making this a success, every bit of this, every bit of my life is fueled by hatred of the woman that gave birth to me, and even though she is dead, the thought that maybe a residual of her energy has to suffer through watching me progress in this life, making things happen from nothing, making things happen, and she has to suffer it.
Life ceases to be whenever you stop existing.
Right. That's the downside of it.
Okay.
But
that's fine.
There's still, because I believe in energy.
But love wins, man. Hate doesn't win.
Love doesn't always win.
Love wins.
No, it doesn't.
Not always.
But I have to. That's where.
Maybe that's the belief that you have to hold on to.
Yeah.
But
love wins.
Your judicial system that you support will prove completely the opposite.
The judicial system I support. I don't support the death penalty. I don't believe in killing people for crimes. That's what I believe. I'm not saying that the judicial system isn't fucked, because it is. We've had the prison privatization contract fucking talk several times on this show.
See,
I believe,
you can say one thing.
Penalty.
You can say one thing, but then you have to have that hard conversation. Dave, what if you walked in the house and you saw a stranger attempting to, or in the act of, raping your mother and trying to kill her? What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Do you think you're going to maintain your wits about you and your love and compassion for humanity? Or are you going to use what you have been trained and what you have been built and designed to do through your life, and you're going to end that motherfucker before he even gets a chance to react?
In defense,
he's not attacking
you.
In
the act of defense, yeah.
Okay.
That's a difference.
So here's the difference. Hold on.
That's a difference.
Hold on.
That's humanity.
How many people?
I'm talking about in the prison system. I'm talking about all that.
So
in the act of. That's
so
different.
Here's the problem.
That's different. That's
so
a
here's the
different
problem.
Situation.
Some of the
I'm gonna be a warrior. I'm gonna be a warrior.
Some of the prisons
garden.
get overcrowded, and now people get filtered out the back door, and they're shoved out, and their sentences are commuted, and they're fucking out, and then they fucking do it again.
Well,
who did you protect?
That's the overcrowding.
Who did you defend?
The overcrowding of the prison system. That's
guess what solves that?
The judicial thing. They're not going to release anybody that's in there for fucking murder. You're not going to get pushed out.
There have been murderers that have been released, and there are also murderers that escape from prison and do it again. Mm-hmm. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's not a strong enough argument for me for the death penalty.
If you have a dog that is rabid, and you know the dog's going to attack you and every member of your family, so you keep the dog in a pen in your backyard, okay? You run the risk of the dog getting out of the pen and attacking you and your family and possibly killing or maiming someone. That responsibility and that liability now falls on you. That's what half these people are. They function with an animalistic mentality. That is the only thing they know.
Right.
And when they go to prison, it becomes worse. It's exacerbated.
But yeah, you have to. It's fight or flight, and yeah, that's all instinct driven, of course.
So when you have the prison that does not rehabilitate or reform anyone,
and that's why I'm not saying, hey, everybody vote for me for king of the world. I got all the answers. That's why I'm not saying that. We're talking in hypotheticals here. That's all that is. I don't support the death penalty because of the fallacy of fucking man. Because we're fallible. We are not perfect. So we cannot end life and choose to end life. Now, in the situation that you're talking about, if somebody is raping my mother, of course I'm gonna fucking stop that guy. I'm gonna do what I can to stop that guy. In the situation of a rabid dog, I'm gonna put the fucking dog down. In that hypothetical situation, yes.
So what's the difference between a rabid dog and a rabid human?
The hurricane went to prison, was wrongly convicted. Damien Eccles was wrongly convicted. Jason Baldwin was wrongly convicted. Jesse Miss Kelly wrongly convicted, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on of people that were wrongly convicted. And if those people were killed or murdered, that doesn't make us any better than the people that are doing the fucking murdering in the first place. That's my point.
But what does it say about us as a society when someone, rape, you might not even serve 4 years.
Yeah.
You get that, right?
Yeah, but if you have a bag of pot and
you'll do 20.
You'll do 20. Right. Yeah. Did I say that we got it figured out judicially because I don't believe in the death penalty? Or did I just say...
But that's what I'm saying. Do you agree with putting a rapist back out into society?
Not for a very, very long time. I don't know. I don't see, and that's why I don't.
I'm talking about. You know that they're not penalty. But you know that they're not being reformed in prison. They're actually being made a worse human being.
Yeah. People are pretty shitty. People are pretty terrible. Yeah, you're right. You are 100% right. I don't know. I don't know what to do with people that are terrible to people. I don't know that. I do know that killing them is not the thing to do, though. I don't believe in torturing. It doesn't make us any better. And doing stuff to people in the name of vengeance. Again, back to this. In the name of, because you did, separating them from society. Give them fucking Montana. And then just let it dilapidate on itself. Or what the fuck ever. I don't know. That's a temporary solution to a permanent problem. But then that's what, because people are still going to, it's trying to fix, it's just being better and moving forward with love and being passionate and living on purpose and living that way.
Because you and I may love people and may have compassion, like mine, as fucked up of a sense of compassion as it is, fuck these people, but I still have to look out for them. There are other people who don't harbor the same goddamn mentality, and they want to do you all the harm and damage they can.
And that's why it's better to be a warrior in a garden.
Right, and what does a warrior fucking do?
If somebody comes
they
in their
eliminate
garden,
the fucking problem.
If somebody comes in your garden, yeah,
you chop down
and I understand that, and I get that, and I'm about being prepared. I'm not saying don't prepare. I'm not saying throw down, and I'm not saying throw down your arms. I'm not saying
when everyone carried a sword, people minded their shit.
No, they didn't. There was all that feudal warfare, and they were fucking chopping each other.
No. Hold on. That's war. You're talking warfare. That's different. I'm talking
eye hole.
I'm talking neighbors. I'm talking neighbors, tribal communities.
For the most part, we do now too.
No. 2 blocks away from where I live is a goddamn war zone. They have shootings there every week. The news doesn't bother to fucking report them anymore. I hear the gunshots out my bedroom window.
I don't hear gunshots.
Because you don't live by here.
Dude, I hear gunshots too. It happens. People are shit to each other, yes, but we have to make the change. We have to be the change. And that's how it starts. Small. It starts small and it grows.
But that assumption,
this kind of stuff.
That assumption falls under you think you can change someone else's mentality with your mentality, and there are some people. I tell people this all the time. When it comes to me, if I get focused on something, if you become a focal point of anger for me and retribution, you're not going to reason with me. You're not. I'm not going to allow you to. I'm going to carry out and exact whatever I have planned for you, regardless of if you want it to happen or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because my life has survived and existed for 38 years operating under that. That's how I've kept myself alive.
Mm-hmm.
I will not allow someone to just try to fuck me over and that, well, I'll just let it go. Nope. I'm going to shit all over your universe, and I'm going to do everything I can to destroy
and that's
your
when
life.
Somebody's trying to hurt you. But no, what I'm talking about is not putting that negative. Okay, where you're talking about people being bad and people being malicious and angry and hateful and spiteful and all that stuff towards you, right? And I'm not saying roll over and take that. I'm saying you don't go forward with the intent of harming people. Tell other people to live that way. You are the example. Whenever I saw my parents smoking as a child, don't smoke cigarettes. What did I do because of what I saw? If people see more people being people to people, more people will be people to people, and it'll continue. There's still going to be, of course, there's going to still be.
But the problem is, you have the people that become politicians who look at the majority of people that are like, they're good people. They're good to each other. Good for them. They're clueless. Yeah. We can bleed them for everything. We can take advantage of them. We can fuck them, and they will never do anything to us.
Right? You think that isn't
if this government operated the way it does now, had it been 100 years ago, what do you think would happen?
They wouldn't have. The meetings go a lot faster now. Even though it's still really slow. If the government would have operated the way it does 100 years ago, what would have happened to them? What do you mean? Before what particular pivotal moment? Like before the Federal Reserve? Because we're going back 100 years? Or what?
Ooh, that's a massive one. No, I'm talking about just the way that the government treats the American citizens now.
With regards to like the NSA and that kind of stuff? Or?
Everything.
Oh.
Yes. They would have been hunted down, their houses would have been torched, their family members would have been killed. Basically, their entire lineage would have been wiped out to ensure that there's not even a grandchild that can come back to get us.
There were already socioeconomic programs in place. The New Deal had already been signed. The rebuilding in the South had already occurred. There was a ton. I mean, there was still a lot of civil unrest. There was a lot of civil unrest going on because a lot of people were still that this is women's suffrage about 100 years ago. I'm thinking so there was a lot of change that was occurring, and we can't get complacent and just try to and say okay it's good enough as this. We have to continue to.
This empire's about done. You know that, right?
We'll see.
The average empire is lucky to survive 300 years.
Sure.
We're reaching our expiration date. The United States is going to fall. There's going to be something else in its place.
We had 250.
It happened.
Why do we even get out of bed in the morning?
250 to 300.
Do a podcast. Wow.
No, I'm not saying it's a hopeless situation. I'm just saying all empires are made to fall.
Be speaking fucking Chinese by then.
Chinese ladies dig.
Better brush up on your Mandarin.
Right. No, man, it's gonna be. Okay.
But the United States government, the United States as an entity, it won't surprise me if within the next 100 years, it would, if I could be there to see it, it wouldn't surprise me that, it's almost a half divided country that is no longer the United States of America.
It's already a corporation, man. It's already a fucking. It's already
and
a company.
that's part of the problem
too. It's already
too.
A company, man.
But here's the thing:
we're too big to fail. We just bail.
Bullshit.
We're just bailing. We're bailing ourselves out. We've been doing it. We've been doing it for the past 30 fucking years.
What happens when?
Or 100 years.
What happens when about 60% of the population of this country loses those comforts? Loses those few comforts that just keep them sated.
Like air conditioning.
Like the ability to just binge watch Netflix and not give a fuck about anything. When these comforts, when little things just start being fucked with and they're gone, all of a sudden you're going to have people looking around.
You think, dude, if anything, the government, the people that are in control, what do you think they want you to do more of? Fucking consume.
Oh, yeah.
Why? They want you to fucking just
but the problem
sit
is,
there and fucking spread out and spend every penny you got.
It's going to hit critical mass. It's going to. It's going to hit critical mass. It's going to collapse on itself. And then there's going to be no consumption. Mm-hmm. There's not going to be the ability to consume. It doesn't matter how much money you got when the money's worthless. And people that have gold and silver think that, oh, I can trade this gold and silver for goods and services. No, you can't.
No.
Gold and silver is not going to feed me. I can't eat gold and silver.
I can eat deers.
But what I can do is blow your fucking head off, take your gold and silver, and take whatever else you got, and try to build my own little tribe and move. You laugh, man. Look at how many countries it's fucking happened in. You think we're immune to that? That's fucking insanity. To think that the United States is immune to everything that's happened in these little third world shit countries where the people finally went, fuck you. You think that can't happen here? In the country that has the most weapons of anywhere on the planet.
Yeah.
It's like 119 million armed Americans.
They don't need bullets. They got fentanyl. You're thinking too small, man.
But that's just
they control us. They got us. They got us fucking sitting and fucking. They got us sitting.
You don't control shit if you kill off your population.
All they're doing is scraping the crust, man. That's all that is. That's all that is. They're keeping the poor. They're keeping the middle class scared to be poor, and they're keeping the rich. That's what they're keeping people fucking comfortable. That's what they're doing.
And that's what I'm saying. When the comfort goes away,
death penalty's still wrong though.
Oh my god. When the comfort goes away,
I don't want those people thinking that they can
the system falls.
Yeah. Right.
And when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it most likely will boil down to who's better prepared and who's not.
Boom.
Like it's going to be who has the mentality of, hey, look, I don't know this motherfucker. I'm going to yell out the window one time. Stop, turn around, walk away. You keep walking toward me. Pop, there goes your head. Bye. Boom. You don't get the ability to play in my world.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And that's honestly, I feel that society is going to hit that shift. It's going to hit this economically, the United States cannot sustain itself. It cannot. We're going to collapse. China owns all of our debt. You know that, right? If China were to cash in on that debt at any point in time, it's over.
They don't want to do that.
No, of course not, because we're their largest consumer.
Exactly.
However, what happens when we collapse in on ourselves and we can no longer purchase their shit? What are they going to do?
Exactly. They don't want that either. They're going to bail it out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or
digital currency, baby.
Fuck no.
Not Bitcoin.
Dude, that bubble, let me just tell you right now, that digital currency thing, it makes me smile now. That, like, I'm glad I've stayed out of it, because after I've sat back and analyzed it and watched financial experts who deal in currency trading as a specialty for the past 20, 30 years, and they say, this cannot sustain, this is bad, get out of it. If you made a little bit of money, consider yourself fortunate, leave it alone, get out of it. Because when that shit pops, there's going to be some really interesting, upset people. That's just it. When you have, and here's the thing, there are quite a few millionaires in the United States. You want to know who the most interesting people are going to be if there is a social economic collapse in the United States? It's not going to be good old boys that have been shooting for years and they hunt their own food, and you know they struggle, but they're used to struggle. We're built on it, right? We're not used to lavish living. And you know who's going to be the most interesting motherfuckers? The motherfuckers that are millionaires that have had these lavish lives.
They'll be dead. They won't. Yeah. If
you have a gross underestimation of the resolve of the human spirit, my friend.
You're talking about the millionaires.
Oh yeah.
You think they'll?
Oh my
survive
god!
When the infrastructure
I
collapses?
think that they will be the nastiest fucking people roaming the landscape. I think that they could be the most violent. They will be the. Think about this, Dave. They've already taken from you easily for your entire life.
I get what you're saying.
But now everything that they had is worthless. But they don't know how to hunt. They don't really know how to take care of themselves. But you've got food. Look at that. You got a garden in your backyard. You got the
pop.
Sorry about your luck, bitch.
That's what they
You're
wouldn't
dead.
be able to, if you can't produce for yourself in that kind of situation. It's
You
we're
take.
able to
You
produce. We're able to produce money. We're able to produce money now to get everything that we need to be comfortable.
For now.
That's whenever that goes away, the people that are the best at producing money won't have the skills necessary to produce goods and services.
And so they will take.
They will try, but when they take they take, but that's finite. If they don't learn how to provide those goods and services, the production will go. You steal a grain truck, and then you're at the bottom of a grain truck. And you still don't know how to grow any more fucking grain.
And you still take and take until there's nothing left to take. You kill people. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm the type of person. I've said this before. First of all, I would love, and I make no bones about this, I would love to legally participate in cannibalism. I am very curious because we share, what is it, 98% the same DNA as pigs? 98% the same genetic makeup as pigs. I'm pretty sure we taste like pork. I like pork. I like pork steaks. I like pork chops. I like ribs.
Monkey.
Whatever.
Sriracha makes everything taste good.
You got it. And so I've already said, if there was ever an economic collapse while everyone else is chasing
The host
food,
of Bulldog Unchained, ladies and gentlemen, he wants to murder.
cannibal.
He wants to murder and he wants to eat people.
Welcome to the
Eventually.
Hannibal Lecter episode.
Vision.
but no, look,
Hey, at least you know what this is going to bring me to my weekly challenge here. At least you have a clear vision. It's clear, and you know,
yeah, it is.
and you know that's
it's called survival.
clear vision. That's what
Look,
the thing.
while
personally.
everyone else is worried about where their next meal is coming from, I'm looking at everyone else making these decisions, going, "Well, if shit gets too bad, I'm gonna eat one of you.
Eat you.
Well,
I'm just
gonna
going
eat
to
one of
eat
you.
you.
You know, the downer party. That's what that was.
Exactly.
Sweet.
This is the Bulldog party.
Yeah, buddy. All right.
Have
We're
a clear
2
vision.
hours and 15 minutes
Yeah.
in already.
That's it, man. That's the lesson of this episode. Have
Vision.
clear vision.
The number one thing, first step to success, is knowing what it is that you want. Everybody that's ever been mega successful in life, and this isn't me. This is
Not every person. There were a lot of people that just
Took that shit.
shit was just like,
Thomas Edison.
fuck it, I'm
Mega
gonna try.
successful people.
There you
Mega
go.
successful people know what they want.
Thomas Edison.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They know what
yeah, he knew what he
they know
wanted. He
they're
wanted
doing.
Nikola Tesla's shit.
Yeah, he wanted everybody else's shit.
Hey, and he got what he wanted, didn't he?
The guy who invented the air conditioner.
But get a clear plan.
That guy's a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, clear plan. If you have a clear plan, you're 99% ahead of the game. That's a big thing for 2018. What's your vision for the year? Where do you want to be? If you don't, ask those hard questions to yourself, and see where you want to be health wise, business wise, family wise, spiritually wise. Where do you want to, what goals can you set for yourself in all of those areas of life to improve your entire wellness, all of the being around you, living in a good way to be an example for the people that are in your circle, your mastermind group, you guys are part of that, because I don't talk with big groups of people a lot,
Right.
So you guys are part of my vision for the future, and that's something that we've got to
Exactly. I like to think that if society did collapse, you too would be a part of my fucking tribe. Like, we would be tribal together, and you two would have the satisfaction.
We eat Knubsie.
You guys would have the satisfaction.
Slow roasted.
No, you would have
Knubsie slow roasted.
I would
like that,
hope that you would be comfortable in the fact of knowing that if life hit a situation like that, you have one dude who has been so scarred by life that he is willing to do whatever it takes for all of us to survive.
All right, hold on, guys. I
Like,
stubbed my
look,
toe.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. There are things that I could do right now that I could just talk about casually that would make both of you squeamish. Would make both of you be like, "Fuck, man, that's a bit far." And for me, it's a conversation. It's just, hey, here it is.
How about them Yankees?
Like, it's that kind of thing. But that, I feel like my life is a controlled chaos. I feel like I have a good enough grasp of myself as a human being, who I am, and what I want out of life, I have a good enough grasp of those things that I can keep myself under control, keep myself in check. But should I need to flip the switch?
It's there.
Oh yeah, and
Right.
mine is way different than it. Look, man, I told my ex-wife at one point, I'm willing to put both of us in our graves to prove a point to you. Most people are not willing to go to that extent. I am.
You do the fucking dishes.
Not the dishwasher.
But no, I mean, it's that fucking. I feel that I have a resolve that most people could never even begin to imagine in themselves. Mm-hmm. It's possibly a borderline psychoticness to it because of, like, just sitting here right now, I can think of the things that I would be willing to do to protect the people that I care about. Not that I would have to do, just things that I would. And they're a lot farther than most people's brains even, like I said, it would make you squeamish. It would make you uncomfortable to hear these things discussed. Mm-hmm. And I know that because I've had these discussions with other friends, and they're like, even my friends that are fucked up, they're like, dude, that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's where my mind is able to go to. That's where my actions are able to go to. I could do this and not lose a second sleep over it. It would not affect my life in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Negatively. Like, it would not eat at me. It would, like, you hear people all the time talk about, like, oh, I'm going to kill this person. Have you ever legitimately thought about killing that person, though? Have you thought about what comes after that? See, me?
Yeah, that's that dark part.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that dark part.
That's where I get into it, and I'm like,
that's the thigh.
Yeah, I can do it.
That's the thigh.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it, and if someone wronged me in such a way, well, fuck them. It's,
So, another thing on the murder train.
Murder train
Coming through. No, well, this is another, like, thing from Lewis Howes. I got him. That's my guy now. He's the School of Greatness, the Podcast of Greatness.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Amazing. He's a wonder. He's a former professional athlete, and
this is a guy that I should probably call into his show, and we could have a conversation, and he'd be like, "Man, you're really fucked up."
Yeah, you're pretty dark, dude. It's
like, pretty dark,
bro. All right, so he says this is a way to, in perspective, and that's a big thing that I'm on recently too. I think that's the biggest thing in life.
Yeah, that is why I'm able to see both sides of a coin, and I can play the devil's advocate for any situation, even things that I morally disagree with. I personally, like, any belief that I have disagrees with it, but I can still argue for it.
Yeah. Well, today he posted a picture. It's instead of saying I don't have time, try saying it's not a priority and see how it feels when it comes to anything.
That's all everything is.
It's not.
You
a priority.
make time for what matters most.
Exactly. Yep. I don't have time to go to the gym. No, and it's not a priority.
No.
It's not a priority
to
go to the gym.
Right.
It's not a priority. You make time for what you want, what you really want. That's what I love about hard work. It tells
what you really, really want.
Tells you. Yes, it tells you.
Nice girls.
Yep. You gotta get with my friends, if you want to be my lover. If you want
ain't
to.
No fun. And the homies can't have fun.
Y'all ain't getting none. Sorry, homies.
You hear that, Cassie?
Sorry, homies.
Dave's trying to pimp you out on us.
Sorry, homies. Y'all ain't getting none.
Wasn't even going that way, Dave. You took it there.
You right?
Okay. I took it there.
He first said, you got to get with my friends.
Yeah.
No.
We're friends, right?
No, not in that regard.
He's like, no, not anymore.
Not in that regard. Not that
Tell
way.
me what you want, what you believe in.
The wobbly H.
Save hands.
Oh, man.
So,
Eiffel Tower!
It's not a priority. It's not a priority. There you go. So take that with you this week. Eat your vegetables.
You can take it home with you.
Eat your vegetables. Eat some veggies this week. Roasted green beans.
VeggieTales. What's up?
All right. That is it for this week. For this year. That's it for this year.
All right. Happy 2017. It was wonderful being with you guys.
Right?
2018. I look forward to more stuff.
More stuff.
Going on
We'll
a
see
bit
ya.
now. I'm finishing that Superman story.
I gotta
I'm finishing
pee.
it.
I gotta pee.
All right, I'm the king of villains, Bulldog Malenko, for the Bulldog Unchained podcast, along with Dirtnap Dave,
Pissy Dave.
Busy Dave, and Knubsie Slow.
What's up, yeah?
Boy.
Chill, boy.
All right, we'll be back next week. Later.
Show's over, motherfuckers.